Live on the wrong channel. Okay, there we go. Up and running. Still setting things up. Running late today. Very, very curious to see how this one goes. It's what we've been waiting for, isn't it? The Dolphins. Never underestimate a Wayne Bennett coach team. This is what I've been saying all week. I know, I'm rushing. There we go. Okay, scoreboard's up. Sweet. Okay. Scoreboard's up. The game is underway. I'm a couple of minutes late. But we are better late than never, as I always say. How are we all doing? Who's ready for the debut of the Dolphins? The official debut. They played the trial games, of course. I have quite literally just woken up, so that's where I've been, Vobsy. Doing good, but you know, I lost my voice yesterday in the triple header. So I'm still struggling a little bit with that, but yeah. So I reckon, Leonardo, ahoy there, mate. I go for the Sharks. I'm very ashamed to admit that I go for the Sharks, especially after the absolute dross that they tossed up last night. Just an absolute nightmare of a performance. Oh, no, here's a mistake early from the Dolphins. It's gone backwards, though. So they get away with that one. Put your fins up is the war cry of the... put your fins up. I mean, I get it. Dolphins, fins. But honestly, that's going to be the war cry. Put your fins up. Sean O'Sullivan gets through, keeps the ball alive. The Dolphins, imagine if they score first. This place will erupt. Dustin Fisher, ahoy, mate. Vobsy says that dolphin fin thing the crowd has might make me hate them as much as the Raiders. I'm right there with you on that one, buddy. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And this could very easily become ridiculous very quickly. They would have to be just a little bit disappointed with this turnout, would they not? Oh, HIA time. The cheese is off. 15 minutes on the bench for the cheese. He's probably not going to complain about that. All right, Twitch, I'm getting to you. Slowly but surely, Twitch, I'm getting to you. Stream manager, there we go. Dolphins versus Sydney Roosters. Now, remember, we were discussing this yesterday during the streams, how we thought the Dolphins might go. And I said never underestimate a Wayne Bennett-coached team. So I think they'll put in a better performance than people are expecting. Would you say that 7 minutes gone and it's still 0-0, that perhaps they have gone better than people were expecting? Now, the crowd, that's what I was talking about. The crowd, they'd have to be disappointed with this turnout, surely. And there it is, penalty Dolphins. I told you this too. I said get ready for a lot of penalty Dolphins this year to make sure that they don't get the spoon in their debut season. Dustin Fisher, how are you doing, mate? All right. I think I'm all sorted and I can concentrate on the game now. Drifter, Thrifter, ahoy! Uh, 36 points to 2. Roosters' way is fair. I don't think they would be happy with a 36-2 scoreline. Heel fries, ahoy! The Dolphins are on the attack, though. 5th and last, 20 outs. O'Sullivan runs it. Keeping the ball alive. It was forward. That pass has to be called forward. It is a forward pass. When forward passes are actually forward, you don't mind seeing them called, but geez, yesterday we saw a lot of forward passes called that were absolutely not, but that was very forward. Just give it to them. Just give them the try. Come on. It's not like the Roosters have never had a call go their way before. Enterprising start here by the Dolphins, though. I think there were a few hearts and mouths there from Roosters supporters everywhere. It's created a little bit of panic here in the Roosters. Sam Walker slips on the turf, keeps the ball alive. No, he's swamped. And this is what we anticipated might happen. The Dolphins, they've come out with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. Can they keep it up for the 80? That will be the key. You're just waiting for the Roosters to click, and when the Roosters click, they could put on a few tries very quickly indeed. Now, I obviously didn't get a chance to put a multi on. But we were talking about it in yesterday's games, and we know I was very keen on that Dolphins line. They gave them 17.5 points head start, which I thought was ridiculous. So I would have had some form of bet that went around the line. Seven in the tipping contest. Robert M says 7 in the Wasted Water Sports tipping contest have gone the Dolphins. A great kick chase, putting pressure on Tedesco. Now, the ultimate question, has Tedesco kept his pants on so far in the first 11 minutes of this game? Because obviously I missed the start, so I don't know. Has he managed it? Good old Teddy. Teddy and his Dax. Arcade Angel, ahoy. Oh, Walker gets through. There's support. Great defense at fullback here from the Dolphins, though. They're hanging on. Fifth and last, the kick is in. It's knocked on both ways, I believe. They're claiming the try here, the Roosters. It's definitely a knock on by the Dolphins. All we need to look at now, was it knocked on by the Roosters as well? So here's the kick. It comes down. It's knocked forward here. Dolphins. Forward by Dolphins. Off the knee. Off the knee of the Roosters. And this is a try, if not a penalty try, because he gets held back. Off the knee. He's now held back if he doesn't score the try. Penalty try incoming, because I don't think he's grounded that. What a heartbreaking way for the Dolphins to give up their first points, though. He hasn't even grounded it, I don't think. Wow. What a heartbreaking way to give up the first 4-pointer for the Dolphins. All right. That's a grounding in the NRL this year, apparently. The bar has been set. Well, look, it was a try anyway. So, if he didn't ground it, it was going to get given a penalty try. I dare say that nobody wanted to make the call of having to give away a penalty try as the first points to go against the Dolphins. So they just went, you know what? It's going to be a try either way. That's questionable at best, though, that they came to that conclusion. But the bar's been set now. That is the standard that we've set for grounding the football in season 2023. And it's not good. Four points to nil, and now the kick from out on the sideline. They look a bit bummed out there, the Dolphins. The boos rain out across Suncorp. They don't want Sam Walker to kick this one. So what do we think of the crowd? Is that a good turnout, or? The irony of which, if they actually played this at Redcliffe, in the stadium there, that would be stadium packed to capacity, wouldn't it? Good for them. All right. We're back. Wow. Okay. My computer's been doing that a lot lately, just not usually when the stream's been active. And in amongst all of that, we missed the Dolphins' first try. Disappointing. I get to see it now on the replay, though. Straight through the gap, defense racing up. They did a Talakai there. Yeah, that was very much like the Sharks' defensive line last night. Just racing up out of the line, leaving a gap. The Rabbitohs took full advantage, and the Dolphins took full advantage there. 6 points to 4, kick to come. Conversion from right in front. And it is now 6 points all, as I'm just getting the correct scoreboard back up. It's been one of those days, really, hasn't it? Six points all. Way to go, Dolphins. Their first points. Vopsy says, as a Roosters fan, I can confirm, without Manu, we are bang average. Well, he's a big difference maker, Joey Manu, isn't he? Oh, a bit awkward here from the kickoff. Roosters will get the ball. And that was a complete and total mess. The Dolphins from high to low in an instant. Walker fires it out. They've got space. The defensive line's a mess. They've done all the hard work to get the score back on level pegging, and they've just thrown it away. They got a little bit too excited, perhaps, over that first try being scored. Their first try as a club in the NRL. That was the worst attempt to receive a kickoff. The Cheese out of dummy half. Just short of the line. Centimetres out on the fifth and last. Tedesco steps through. Passes it off. And over untouched goes the interchange player. Drew Hutchinson it is. There we go. I was looking up his name. Comes out to Tedesco. Steps easily around one defender. And then it's a clear run to the line. Oh, Katoa. Isaiah Katoa on debut is going to want that moment back. He'll have nightmares about that for weeks to come. Ed Vogel, ahoy. James Tedesco, try assist right there. Starting this season very well. And he's kept his pants on. Everybody else has been losing their pants this weekend. I thought they might have scored right from that loose ball. The very first play. Wasted Water Sports tipping competition. How are we doing over there? So I've gone the Roosters and I've gone the Tigers today. You never quite know what you're going to get from the Titans as well. On their day, they can pretty much beat anybody. It's just they don't have very many days, do they? Another kick from out wide for Walker, but he's on the opposite side this time. No mistake. And it has absolutely no right to be, but it's 12 points to 6. Roosters get that 6-point advantage back. Disaster from the kickoff for the Dolphins. And you've got to feel sorry there for Isaiah Katoa on debut. A pretty big mistake. If the Titans win and John Jones wins in the UFC, you win $270. I love those cross-sport multis. I don't do enough of them. I should definitely do more cross-sport multis. They have a tendency to pay out well. Since I'm doing so well with my same game multis again this season, the Roosters are just rampaging upfield here. That's a lot of meters. You just start to worry that the Dolphins' heads might drop a little bit here, especially if there's another quick try. Pressure on the kick chase. It's taken very well, though, by Jermaine Asako. Under pressure. Dolphins just need to knuckle down here. The Roosters have stepped up in defense. They can sense the pressure on the Dolphins. And they're just lifting in this defensive set, keeping them down their end. Keeping them down their end very well. Fifth and last, that is. They're only just out to the 30-meter line. 22 meters gained in that entire set. That was a big set of defense from the Roosters. Tedesco dummies. He would have been through the gap, except he slips over. Just some little danger signs showing up here against the Dolphins. Walker steps, finds a little gap, can't get through, and we've got a HIA coming up here. He's hurt his shoulder. Yep, it looks like maybe a knee on shoulder. Friendly fire. Let's have a look. No, he's just hurt him. They've just coincidentally both hurt themselves in the tackle. Interesting. I thought perhaps a bit of friendly fire, a bit of a clash. But no, not really. They just coincidentally both got a little niggle in the same tackle. Weird. Set play from the Roosters. It's tapped on by Tedesco. Suoli is brought down on fifth and last. 10 out from the line. Tedesco getting involved again. Kicks for himself. And it's tapped over the dead ball line. Teddy is getting really involved here in the last 7 or 8 minutes. He's had a lot of touches of the ball. James, Intox, ahoy, mate. How are you feeling after the first 22 minutes? Heel fries. No. What was your same game multi there? Heel fries. Collins bumps away from one. Big leg drive. And the Roosters well on top here. Cheese out of dummy half. They're breaking the first up tackle pretty much constantly. Dolphins need to tighten up their defense. Tackle forward, 10 out from the line. They go short side. Huge cutout pass. Tupou may have been taken over the line. Asako with a great cover tackle. He's also hurt himself. I didn't know. I woke up. I woke up at 3 o'clock. The game kicked off at 3:05. We started the stream 5 minutes late. Then my computer crashed, so we had to restart the stream again. It's almost like everything everything was going against me to say, don't bother with the stream today, Dan. Just have a day off and relax. You lost your voice yesterday, so your throat's a bit sore. We're going to do everything to make sure that you don't do this today. But I persisted, and here we are. Long story short, I didn't get a chance to put a bet on. A very relieving penalty to the Dolphins. Remember what I keep saying, and it's Victor Radley. Victor Radley's given away a penalty, so nothing unusual there. But I have been saying, keep an eye out for a lot of hashtag penalty Dolphins. This season could happen a lot. The NRL is just quite simply not going to sit back and watch their new franchise. Well, that was a knock-on, I would have thought. They've got away with it. Yeah, I think the Dolphins will get a lot of 50-50 things go their way in their debut season. NRL does not want to see these guys anywhere near the bottom of the table if they can help it. Tackle 4. They're going to have a chance at the end of this set. Well, they can kick in early on the 4th. Katoa. Tedesco was up in the line a little bit. Tedesco doesn't surrender. He tries to get back, but then he slips over again. Osako trying to make up for that mistake at the kickoff. Notices Tedesco's in the line, puts the kick in behind, but Tedesco, all the experience in the world and skill to match it, immediately turns and gets back. Saves the day for the Roosters, but it's a result for the Dolphins. Let's not forget this guy, Isaiah Katoa, the number 6 for the Dolphins. This is his debut. It's not just the Dolphins' debut match in the NRL. It's this guy's first professional game of footy, I guess you would call it, in any sense. Oh, we've got a shoulder to the face. He'll be off for a HIA. He'll be off for blood. Victor Radley. Victor Radley's always bleeding, I've noticed. So, Teddy always loses his pants. Victor Radley appears to always be bleeding. Short dropout is the tactic for the Roosters. Osako comes down with it. And the Dolphins will be stuck. Oh, that's old mate who knocked it back last time, Tom Gilbert. He's knocked it back again. His very next touch. He's got the butterfingers. Twice in 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. Dropping the ball cold and letting the Roosters off the hook. That one was definitely knocked back, though. Kafusi's getting himself in the... What is Kafusi doing? Was it Kafusi? Yeah, Felice Kafusi had an absolute brain fart of brain farts there. What was he doing? And now a simple error and a penalty to back it up. And they have just piggybacked the Roosters all the way down into their own half. Now, if they were playing the Storm here, I could understand. Kafusi's got confused, forgot that he left Melbourne, and he's getting in the Melbourne defensive line. But against the Roosters, can't make that excuse for him. And now, a simple mistake from the Roosters. They can't take advantage of the piggyback they've just been given. And for the past 3 or 4 minutes, this has been an extremely sloppy game. Now, is it a case of... Captain's challenge here. Ah! That's what it is, Vobsy. Yes. He saw the cheese. Yes, you're right. I didn't think of that. Brandon Smith, of course, has moved on from the Storm to the Roosters. Kaufusi's probably looked up and seen Brandon Smith and gone, oh, bugger, I'm on the wrong side of the field. And then the penalty's been given away and he's realised. I would laugh my ass off if that is legitimately what happened. That would just be so funny. That would be the funniest thing ever. Oh, I really hope that they interview him after the game. Speaking of Kaufusi, there he is. He's on the right side of the field this time. Good for him. He's figured it out at last. He's a slow learner, that boy. But he's got there. James Intox, 5-leg multi. Shuali, 2 tries. Butcher, Teddy to score. Roosters to cover the line. And over 40. O'Sullivan out the back. Katoa takes it to the line. Fifth and last. High ball by O'Sullivan's a good one. He'd have been learning alongside Cleary and Burton for a couple of seasons, but especially Nathan Cleary. The understudy there at the Panthers. Moving on to find game time. Good for him. You certainly can't fault anybody for wanting to do that. Better set of defense here from the Dolphins. Roosters just outside the 30-metre line on tackle 4. And Teddy with another scampering run. Fifth and last, 40 out from their own line. Walker's kick, looking for distance. Straight down the throat of Tabuai Fido. Dustin, you got to finish your homework. Enjoy that, mate. Vobsy says Kaufusi kind of looks like Megamind. It's certainly a new look for him, isn't it? Tackle 4, Dolphins. Nelly getting through. Sean O'Sullivan just brought down by the bootlaces. That takes him out of the line. So Katoa to kick. It's out Tupou's way. It's tapped back. Not played at. It won't be 6 again. And it's also called a knock on. Fifth and last changeover. Considering a challenge there, but it's probably not worth it. Yeah, where was an escort penalty there? Oh, here's our first shot of Wayne. Typical Wayne Bennett. He's not giving anything away. He's got the poker face on up there in the coach's box. It's certainly not like going up to Craig Bellamy in the coach's box, and you know exactly what's going through his head. Wayne Bennett, the epic poker face. Intercepted by the Dolphins. They needed somebody a little bit quicker getting hold of that one, though. I'll tell you what, once he got those legs warmed up, though, Branko Lee, the crash ball was probably not the way to go there. Spread it out to the left. They've got a chance. Here they go. Katoa realizes that. Long ball to O'Sullivan. They go right out to the left. 6 again for inside 10, and then they'll float it to nobody. They've absolutely butchered it there. But it's a penalty. It was 6 again for inside the 10. Branko Lee pumping those legs. Oh, they just needed somebody faster to get hold of that loose ball, and they were away. They were just given the penalty. I like that rule. If that's consistently employed throughout the course of the season, I actually don't mind that rule. It's a little bit like an advantage in rugby union. They have just got the 6 again for inside 10. They made a mistake immediately as the call is made, so the referee signals a penalty. They've tried to go out wide here, the Dolphins, but sloppy again. And they make the mistake and let the Roosters off the hook. Ed Vogel asks, who do you think will finish higher? Dolphins, Tigers, Bulldogs? Tigers. Easy one, that one. Easy. I would have probably said the Bulldogs had I not just witnessed that debacle that they came out with the other day, yesterday. They are just an absolute headless shambles at the moment, the Bulldogs. Mind you, we're yet to actually see the Tigers play. I might change my mind if the Tigers absolutely poop the bed against the Titans today. A big hit by Kaufusi. It's play on, and here's another chance for the Dolphins. Walker gets back, it's loose. He loses it into the end goal. Hutchinson recovers and brings it back into the field of play. We are going to have a look at this hit by Kaufusi. Kaufusi's definitely figured out. Oh, the cheese. A lot of claret out of the skull. That is just a huge, huge hit. Nothing wrong with that tackle at all. And we've just got to watch the arms, I suppose. That is just a good, solid hit. It's not late. There's no high contact. Cheese just got belted. Kaufusi's figured it out now, at least. Hey, we don't play together anymore. And he has smashed him. And Brendan Smith is now going, geez, why did we have to end up on different teams? Last 10 minutes of completions, the Roosters 2 out of 6. So they have really, really gone off the boil in the last 10 minutes. 2 out of 6 completions. And now another one, another mistake from the Roosters. And they are just a little bit rattled here. And it was Kaufusi again putting the pressure on. Another massive hit jolts the ball free. And the Roosters are now 2 completions from 7 in the last 10 minutes of play. And now that Kaufusi's figured out what team he's on, he has gone to a new level. Dolphins have got to take advantage here, though. Full pass. Take the 2. Take the 2. Take the 2. Take the 2. Penalty right in front of the post. Gift points. Hey, if these guys lose by 2 points, they'll wish they listened to me. They tap and go. Tackle 1. They're 10 metres out, though. Sean O'Sullivan has to surrender there. He ended up behind his own attacking line. Oh, short ball. 1 out from the ruck, and it's a try. Mark Nichols is over. As easy as you like, that was. Nothing fancy needed. Budget. I see the Budget Direct Dolphin fins in the crowd. Those look incredibly expensively made. Yes, Oh, Michelle, right on cue there in the chat room as well. They do look very, very... At least put some bloody... At least put some effort into it. Like us here at the Wasted World of Sports, at least we're doing actual like footy. We're doing footy-shaped stress balls and keychains. And they're going to look cool. Those those bloody dolphin fins look ridiculous. All right, I'm going to grab myself a drink. Maybe they, maybe what's happened is they weren't sure how many people were going to be into them, how many people... No, they gave them away for free. Oh, no. It's going from bad to worse for the Roosters. The kickoff is out on the full, a penalty on halfway. Can the... Oh, what were the Dolphins... What were the Dolphins paying, I wonder, to go into halftime leading? That would be very interesting to see. What might they have been paying to have the lead? I dare say it wouldn't have been very high on anybody's list. 6 again here. O'Sullivan, inside pass, threatening to break through the line. A pass finds turf. Brendan Smith nearly comes away with it, but they hold on to it, the Dolphins. Some sloppy play here from both teams. Tackle 3 here, 15 out. Nichols, the try scorer, shuffles it along the line. 10 meters out now on tackle 4. Scampering out a dummy half. Probably not the right call there. Marshall King, 5th and last. O'Sullivan, 10 out. Oh, it's a huge hit on Katoa. Who made that tackle? Swali here. I don't know. They keep changing his name every year. Now, obviously, they change it because they find out they're not pronouncing it correctly. Swalihi. It's a very, very obvious thing that they're doing. Weren't they calling him Swalihi last year? And Suali the year before that. Sualihi, and now it's apparently Mum's got on the phone and said, "Oi, it's Swalihi." Yeah, the Roosters are sponsored by Steggles and Red Rooster. Red Rooster sponsors their ass cheeks. See, the Sydney Roosters marketing team have got it spot on. And that is halftime. We are going to halftime all square. 12 points all, and I'm very glad that I managed to get just in the nick of time, get up for this game. $12 points all. All right, let's see if I can find out any information about these budget direct dolphin fins. I think they're talking about it here in this big announcement. Oh, no, maybe not. Yeah, they would have been handing those out at the gates, I dare say, and that's why they look so dodgy, because they're not going to invest a whole lot of money into something that's just used as a giveaway at the door. Fair enough. Rate both teams' performance. Well, the Roosters have quite honestly been a bit shocking, really, haven't they? Dolphins, it's been a bit of a mixed bag. We've seen some good, some bad, some downright ugly. But they've got a very young playmaker, Isaiah Katoa. He has summed up the entire team, basically. Been a bit of a mixed bag. But you've got to remember, a young man on debut. How old is he? Probably like 20 years old. 19 years old on debut. And he's had a couple of rough patches, but overall, there's some good signs there as well. He showed some good vision when he put that. He noticed that, and this is the sort of stuff that you have to be able to do as a 5'8". Notice things in the opposition line. So he saw that Teddy was just slightly up, and there was a little bit of room in behind him. So he just dinks the kick into the end goal, and it put pressure on the Roosters, and it yielded a result. They then went on to make an error in the ensuing set of 6, gave the ball straight back to the Roosters, but I don't believe that was Katoa's fault. That was old mate Tom Gilbert. Felice Kafusi, again, a mixed bag. He started the game as if he wasn't sure which team he played for. There were a couple of times I noticed, I thought to myself, and I didn't say anything at the time, he was just lingering around the play the ball area, but not in a way that you usually see. You usually see lingering in the play the ball area on your side of the ruck, but he seemed to be purposely, consciously standing on the Roosters side of the ruck, and I wondered what the hell he was trying to do. And then when he finally got penalised for it, he physically walked in between the play the ball to interfere. And I wondered if he knew which team he played for. But then once he figured out what team he played for, he has had an absolute blinder defensively. Kafusi, a couple of huge hits that directly led to errors and opportunities for the Dolphins to score, and they did score one. But those moments in particular pretty much summed it up for the Dolphins. It was a real mixed bag. And being 12 points all is really not a horrible result for them. I had them covering the line. They were given 17.5 points head start, and I said that was, I understand they're playing the Roosters, but the Roosters are traditionally slow starters. You do not expect that a Roosters team come out and fire right from the get-go. They build into their seasons. So I thought 17.5 points for a Wayne Bennett-coached team, playing at home, their debut match in the competition, as much as you might think, okay, we probably want someone like the Titans or the Knights or the Dragons. Maybe there's a chance of a victory there. But getting the Roosters in round 1 is potentially the best thing for the Dolphins. And the Roosters, they've lived up to that expectation that I had. Well, kind of. I think they've been worse than I anticipated. In that period of, there was a period of about 10 to 12 minutes there towards the back end of that first half. They had completed 2 out of 7 sets of 6. Just simple errors, drop balls you don't normally see. 2 out of 7 completions in their sets. And then to cap it off, right after the Dolphins score, to level things up, a kick goes out on the full. The kickoff, penalty on halfway, giving the Dolphins a chance right before the halftime break. They held on, but I dare say that Trent Robinson will be giving them a big firing up at halftime. So that first 5 minutes after the break is going to be very interesting because Trent Robinson's going to put the rocket up him, but Wayne Bennett's also going to be applauding his team's effort. So it could be a very, very tense, fiery first 5 minutes after the break. But very good to see the Dolphins put a showing on for themselves. Very good to see. I wish I could say the same about my shambles of a team, because they certainly didn't do anything to give themselves any respect last night. Useless bunch of plonks. Anyway, this isn't about them. The Manly Bulldogs game was not close. James Intox, do you think their nicknames will be the Flippers? I think it will be now. So we've got... so who have we got, actually? So we've got the Olympic divers or the soccer divers. Any sort of diving. The Olympic divers, the soccer divers. We've got the Green Goblins. We've got the Flippers. Sounded like Corey Parker just called him Jane Tedesco then. Jane Tedesco. I didn't know Teddy had a sister playing in the WNRL. $12 points all at halftime. Let's check out some statistics. Team stats. Here we go. What have we got here? Possession, very even. 51% to 49. Completion rate, very even. But the Roosters didn't do themselves any favours in the completion rate stakes towards the back end of the first half there. That 10-minute period that I was just talking about, where they really went off the boil. %83 completion, Dolphins. 80% Roosters. Errors will be interesting. What have the errors been? 6-5. Yeah, see, very even contest. It's just, whatever way you look at this game, so far, it's just been very, very even. So I think this game is all full value for its 12 points all at the halftime break. Full value. How is the second half going to play out? Angus Crichton will be missed, but mental health comes first. Absolutely. Absolutely right there, Ed Vogel. It was, it was interesting to see that call we made, but as you say, If it has to be done, it has to be done. And I'm sure that everybody understands that. I'd say he would be back eventually, yes. Dustin Fisher, 2 more 5-minute beat sheets. Another page to write on my revisions of my beat sheets and then check it all for errors. Homework isn't that fun. It certainly doesn't sound like it. As soon as you said homework, it already didn't sound fun to me. I don't know if anybody else was the same, but I was the type of person that would have homework given. Homework would be given, and we would get given a due date. Homework, assignments, whatever it might have been. You could rest assured I was the type of person that was doing that the night before the day that it was due. And I'm not even talking about early the night before the day it was due. I'm talking like 8 or 9 p.m. the school day before. That's when I'm starting my assignment. Quite often I wouldn't finish it. There you go. It's due tomorrow morning, and it's midnight now. That's the way. It's the only way to do it. It's the best way, the only way. I'll tell you what, though, watching this game, kind of feel like, well, I was going to say KFC or Red Rooster and say how the advertising works. But then I realized there's better chicken places around my area. Much better. All right, I'm going to have a quick break. We will be back very, very shortly for the second half. All the action. 12 points all at halftime. Who saw that coming? Me. I called it. We've got to see how the second half goes before I get too excited, though. But yes, I did give a hot tip when this weekend kicked off during one of the early streams of the weekend. I did say I've got a lot of confidence in the Dolphins covering that 17.5 points line that they were given. And they're looking the goods so far. So let's see what the second half brings. All right, I'll be right back.
Sunday ticket for the year here by Fox League. And I don't know, I'm getting a little feel it does finish again. It's been a wonderful first round of action. This is game number 7, starting the Thursday night. Golden Point. Harry Green scores that try. Adam Riddle gets a field goal. Cowboys get home by a field goal against the Ravens. I mean, compared to all that Golden Point, no, never at all. This team, new team, playing better must be.
Second half about to get underway. 12 points all.
In the end, the Roosters only made one more error than the Dolphins, but they all
Let's go. Dolphins are going to get first use of the ball in the second half. Oh, no, they're not. They're kicking off. See, I missed the kickoff. Dustin, your 3.89 GPA is riding on this class. Well, yeah, jolly good luck then, sir. Jolly good luck. And I'll just pretend to know what he's even talking about. GPA. What's that? Something point, grade point average? Is that what that means? Oh, a bit of a delay at the start of the second half because somebody's misplaced the kicking team. Kicking tee, sorry. Not the whole team. The teams are out there. They found one and we're underway in the second half. The Roosters with an absolute horror run in the back end of the first half in their completion rate. So I dare say that the first point of contention for them will be, let's just go out there, remember how to complete a set. Just get out there, get through the set of six, and that's what they're doing at the moment. Just one out, distance runs, and a mistake from the play the ball. And they have not got through the first set in the second half. Trent Robinson will be throwing stuff in the coach's box, I'm sure. Because I have absolutely no doubt, I obviously wasn't there, but I have no doubt in my mind that one of the first things they talked about was let's just go back to basics and get our completions, go through the rhythm, get our completions back on track, and they come out and an incomplete set to start the second half, and the Dolphins are starting 30 metres out from the Roosters line with their first touch of the ball in the second half. Kenny Bromwich now settles things down in front of the post. 20 out. They should have their tails up here, the Dolphins. O'Sullivan, out the back to Katoa. Through the back line it goes. By the time the commentators say Hamiso Tabuai Fido, the ball's already gone a couple of players beyond him. I didn't dare say it, Michelle, so you're welcome to you're welcome to run with that one, but I refuse to say it. In an act of straight-out defiance, you will never hear me say that. Trying to offload the ball, Swiley. It goes to ground, but it's recovered by Hutchinson. The Roosters are in a little bit of panic mode here. And they just need to get through a set. They did their best to bugger that one up as well. Kafusi. Can he bring the same enthusiasm to the second half that he did at the back end of the first? What have we got there? Thank you very much for the follow over there on Twitch. Muchly appreciated. Sean O'Sullivan with the run. Takes it inside the Roosters' 20-metre line. Fifth and last here, Dolphins. Katoa puts the ball across the field. It's contestable, and it's taken outside his goal line. Swalihi, he takes it, though. And it's a result for the Dolphins. And Wayne Bennett is just holding back a sly smile there. Wayne really wants to crack a cheeky smile. Captain Redbeard, ahoy, mate. You just got back from an early birthday celebration for yourself. Nice. Happy early birthday. Since the 30th minute, 30 tackles for the Dolphins inside the Roosters' territory. The Roosters just won. Heel Fries found Prime. Nice. Short ball to Kafusi. Kafusi with the leg drive. Post-contact meters is just a meter out from the line on tackle 4. O'Sullivan threatens to go wide. Brings it back inside. Katoa tackled. 5th and last. All right. This is what they needed. Sean O'Sullivan with the 5th tackle kick. Pressure on the kick chase. It's taken by Sam Walker in front of the post, and he is driven back in goal. And it's another set repeat here for the Dolphins, and the Roosters are just hanging on at the moment. Wayne Bennett has definitely fired up his Dolphins more than Trent has fired up his Roosters at the moment. No short dropouts here. They've gone for as much distance as possible. But still the Dolphins will start this set 30 out from the line. Roosters just practicing defense. Well, this does actually happen, Vopsy. It doesn't usually happen in the first game of the season, but I have seen it happen before, I'm sure. There's been a couple of times. Oh, Sean O'Sullivan runs it to the line, reaching out, stretching out. Who is that? Connolly Lamulu. I'm probably saying that horribly wrong. Even the commentators on TV don't want to have a go at saying his name. But the number 18 for the Dolphins, Connolly Lemuelu. Sean O'Sullivan runs it to the line. Short ball. Reaching out over the line. Hints of a smile in the coach's box from Wayne Bennett. Lemuelu. Thank you. Somebody finally said his name. So now I know how to say his name. Lemuelu. Reaches out. No, Captain Redbeard. I talked about the line all weekend and how I thought it was ridiculous that they were given 17 and a half head start. But I woke up 5 minutes before kickoff. I literally woke up, straight out of bed, straight into the studio, threw everything together to set the stream up, and went start stream. So I didn't get a chance to put any bets on. Henry, welcome along. Go Dolphin. Every time I hear the Dolphins, I just think of that South Park episode. Top G edits, ahoy mates. Who am I supporting? I don't really have a team in the fight here. But I've tipped the Roosters. But I've also suggested to people to put a bet on the Dolphins with the 17.5 line that they were given. So, should the Dolphins go on and lose this game, As long as they lose by under 18, I'll consider it a big win either way for me. I get my tip because I tipped the Roosters, but I also win the Dolphins with the line if they lose by less than 18 points. So that'd be the perfect result for me. They have definitely got their tails up because I refuse to say the other thing. They've got a lot of enthusiasm here, the Dolphins. 5th and last, they're back in Roosters territory. Katoa puts it high. And Tupou, really unnecessary jump. He really didn't need to jump for that ball. He could have stood there. There was no pressure on the kick chase. And the Roosters, once again, camped down in their own territory, struggling to find meters. 5th and last, coming up. Big defense again from the Dolphins, driving them backwards. 5th and last, it was Kaufusi again. Sam Walker kicking from his 40-meter line. It's taken on the full. And Tessie New. That's the first time I remember saying Tessie New's name today. Felice Kaufusi is having an absolute blinder since he figured out what team he plays for. Good for him. They're keeping the ball alive. Well, Dolphins with these offloads. And there's a lot of enthusiasm here now in the Dolphins attack. Katoa steps, gives it to Nichols. Keeping the ball alive, making post-contact meters. 5th and last, 30 out. Katoa runs it. He sees an opportunity, and they have an overlap here. Dolphins looking to score again, and they do. Oh, my God. Sean O'Sullivan with the vision, running it on the 5th and last. And it's a try for Jermaine Asako. It's 22 points to 10 in favor of the Dolphins. The Roosters are stunned. They are absolutely rattled. Katoa sees the opportunity out wide. He's done a couple of horrible things in this game, but he has done some awesome things as well. And that was sensational vision. 22 points to 12. Kick to come from right beside the post. It will surely be 24-12 momentarily. 29 minutes to go. And the Roosters really need to get their act together quick smart. Are we about to witness something special here at Suncorp Stadium today? Look at that. I didn't even have my lights on in the studio. I was in such a rush to get this started today. Hey, I said that 17 and a half points head start that they gave them was ridiculous. The crowd's chanting Redcliffe. That's hilarious. The crowd is chanting Redcliffe. They refuse to be labeled as just the Dolphins. They're like, no, do not take Redcliffe out of our name. $24 points to 12 it is. $24-12, 28 minutes to go. Can they keep it up for the rest of the game, the Dolphins? You expect that the Roosters will have some sort of say in the rest of this game at some point. Is it going to be too late, though? Lewin Tupo, ahoy there, welcome. Welcome to the Wasted Water Sports. What should our tagline be? Oh, and it's a knock-on. Here's a mistake. The Dolphins have been so good. The Dolphins have just been near perfect for the first 13 minutes of this second half. But here's the mistake. And here's an opportunity now for the Roosters. Can they click themselves into gear? So Victor Radley's back on. Brandon Smith off. Who's your caddy? Ahoy, mate. Didn't expect to see that scoreline when you tuned in. Still time for the Roosters to spoil things, though, yes. I don't think this will be the final score. Definitely not. We could be going to Golden Point. Imagine that. How would Vobsy survive that? Golden Point. Roosters ball here. Someone's lost their headgear. Tackle 2 for the Roosters. Inside the 30-metre line now. Radley, short ball. Tackle 3. 15 out now. They stay on that left-hand edge. Walker out the back to Tedesco. Tedesco is crunched by Branko Lee. Raced up on him. Radley in playmaker role, unusual. To Keary, to Hutchinson. 5th and last. Roosters, 10 outs. They have to go left. They do. Keary kicks across field. Looking for Tupo. Tupo takes it, and he might have lost it. Did he get enough on it? Oh. He's reached out over the line. I don't know if he's got it down. He doesn't look confident, Tupo. I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. If they awarded that first try, that's... he's got no control over that. But if they awarded that first try, that sets the bar. But he doesn't seem confident at all, Tupo. There's no smiles. There's no celebrations. We can't possibly award that. But still, I'm saying, if they gave the first try... time off, and we're going to have a look. Vopsy needs Tupo to get 2 tries. I don't think he's going to get this one, though. Tupo knew he wasn't celebrating. And the Dolphins, the defense holds on. And they survive. 24 points to 12. It stays. 25 and a half minutes to go. The Dolphins survive their first mistake of the second half. And they're now back into Roosters territory already. Tackle 3. Just over the halfway line. Kafusi's had a blinder since he figured out what team he plays for. He's had a really good game. Bromwich pumping the legs, dragging defenders with him. and earning a time off. I thought he earned a penalty, but it's just the referee calling time off. Victor Radley is going for a HIA. That is not good. You don't like to see that. A player with a history of head clashes and head knocks, and the man has had a lot of HIAs, and he looks really groggy. Victor Radley's one of those players, you just get the impression that the poor guy may have a very short career with the amount of head knocks that he gets. It's Bromwich's hip right into the side of Radley's head, and he has gone straight down. Fifth and last for the Dolphins. They put the ball high. It bounces kindly for Tedesco. And Victor Radley is off interchange for HIA. And look at this defense the Dolphins are putting in. 4 in the tackle and driving the man backwards 5 meters. And they're there again, led by Kafusi. The Redcliffe chants ring out around Suncorp Stadium again, and the mistake! Another mistake from the Roosters. Another mistake from the Roosters. They just can't complete a set at the moment. Leading into halftime, the Roosters had completed 2 out of 7 sets at one point. And they've now made another mistake, another incomplete set. Two from 5 completion rate in the second half to go with their 2 from 7 at the back end of the first half. Trent Robinson will be pulling his hair out. They've created an overlap here, and it's another try. Jermaine Asako in the corner. Straight off the base of the scrum. Overlap created immediately. Dolphins 28-12 kick to come. And Wayne Bennett still can't smile in the coach's box. He's got the most ultimate poker face you will ever see. 28-12 kick to come. That was just a simple wraparound play. Tabuai Fado was lurking behind the scrum, and the Roosters just failed to number up. Wow, Vopsy is speechless. James Intox will be speechless, I'm sure. What have I been saying all weekend? Never underestimate a Wayne Bennett coached team. 17.5 points head start was utterly ridiculous from the bookmakers.
The completion rate of the Roosters in this second
28-12. Kick to come. The Roosters just can't hold on to the ball at the moment. That's their problem. Ed Vogel, he's off to watch the NBL final. Oh, yeah, how is the NBL going? How are the old NBL finals going? From the sideline, sprays it across the face of goal. Asako cannot convert his own try. 28 points to 12 it remains. Remember when they knocked back that 2-pointer earlier? What if the Roosters come back here, get on a run and score some tries and end up winning this game 30 points to 28? We could all go back to that moment in time when I said, take the 2. 22 minutes to go. The Roosters are a team capable of stringing multiple tries together in quick succession. They're going to have to. Jimmy Kuba, good morning, everyone, from Minnesota, USA. Ahoy, Jimmy. Welcome along from Minnesota, USA. Got a couple of Americans lurking around tonight, or today. Welcome along there. Big defense from the Roosters here, but geez, it's a little bit late. They needed to be doing this a lot earlier in the game. Keeping the ball alive, Dolphins playing with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of confidence. Oh, don't pass that one. Marshall King dummies Kafusi. It would have been a forward pass. Kafusi just overrunning it a little bit there. 5th and last, but again, they're in Roosters territory. And O'Sullivan puts the ball a little bit too deep. 7 tackle set Roosters. Is this the spark to bring them back into the game? Seven tackle set. I know they've made a mistake on tackle 0. The Roosters, 2 completions from 6 in the second half. Trent Robinson has aged about 40 years in the coach's box. 40 years in 20 minutes, the poor guy's aged. And on top of that, Michelle, they only had 2 completed sets out of 7 leading into halftime. So essentially, they've completed 4 of their last 13 sets, and now the Dolphins with a simple mistake. But yes, essentially, the Roosters have completed in the span of the last 35 minutes 4 from like 13 or 14 sets of 6. It's just not good enough. It is simply not good enough. Matt Lodge, it was with the last knock on for the Roosters. But yes, a simple mistake by the Dolphins gives it straight back to them. And now Tedesco. Tedesco's through. He breaks away from 1, 2, and he's brought down by the shirt. Inside Dolphins territory here on tackle 4. Cutout ball from Walker. Goes out wide. Fifth and last. Walker fires the ball across to Tedesco rather than kicking. Trying to switch the play, trying to do something a little bit different. And things just go from... Oh, Trent Robinson in the coach's box. He's turning red. Trent Robinson has gone beetroot red in the coach's box. He is not a happy man. And why would he be? 4 completions out of the last 13 or 14 sets from the Roosters. So many mistakes. Top G edits, you're questioning your decision of being a Roosters supporter. Hey, it's a long season. A long, long season. John Curtin, I will wrap my own predictions to the moon when I get them right, because it doesn't happen very often. So if I actually get something right, you'll hear about it for weeks. Dolphins straight back into Roosters territory here. Tackle 3. Look at the second half run meters. Dolphins 484, Roosters 214. And now a penalty to the Dolphins. Sean O'Sullivan's firing up. What's happened here? He's holding the back of his knee, Wallace. Jared Wallace seems to have injured the back of his knee. Are we looking at a third man in scenario? Sam Walker's over the top. Oh, yeah, third man in has come straight after the knee there. I don't think there was no aggression or malice in it, Egan Butcher. But you can't do that. You just can't do that. Egan Butcher, third man in. There was no force, there was no malice, but you just simply can't do that. Third man in has dived straight at the knee. And he's off. He's off for 10. He's in the bin for 10. Things are just going from bad to worse for the Roosters. There was no force. I didn't think there was any force. But you're not allowed to do that. It's in the rule book. You're not allowed to do that. And if you do that, you're putting your fate in the hands of the bunker and the referees. And as we all know, you don't want to do that too often. Egan Butcher off for 10 in the bin. The Roosters just not helping themselves at all here. 28-12, 17 minutes to go. Dolphins now a full set of 6. 20 metres away from the Roosters line. Ten metres out now in front of the post. Just a little settler there from Gilbert. Marshall King goes left. Crash ball from Bromwich. Centimetres short of the line. They stay to the left-hand edge. O'Sullivan racing up on him is Hutchinson. And he's shut down before anything can possibly happen. Marshall King, dummies right, goes left. Fifth and last. That came around quickly. Fifth and last. Dolphins. O'Sullivan. Grubbers into the in goal. It's deflected off the Roosters. And he's bounced it. It deflected off the Roosters into the in goal. And it was just sitting there painfully close for Isaiah Katoa. He's reached out and he's tapped the ball forward. I think he was offside too. If that had gone upstairs, I feel like that's come off Kafusi to Katoa in an offside position. So probably a good result in the end for the Dolphins that didn't get looked at more closely. But the Roosters down 28 points to 12. A better run here. They're also down a man. Butcher in the sin bin. But they now get themselves into Dolphins' half of play. Turpin with a forward pass from dummy half. They get away with it. Tedesco goes behind his own man, has to surrender. It's just not clicking for the Roosters today.
In the last 45 minutes,
45 minutes since the Roosters last put points on. Fifth and last here. 30 out. Walker with the bomb. Walker with the bomb. Asako stands firm. I feel like Asako caught that ball without even looking at it. And he makes a great kick return as well. Extra meters. Extra meters taken. And now, Tabuai Fido brings it out. 30 from his own line. Okay, Matt Lodge is ruled out for the Roosters. Victor Radley obviously ruled out as well. Fourth tackle, Dolphins on the halfway line. They love this left-hand edge, and I've got a feeling it might be because that man, Sam Walker, is standing in the defensive line. It's offloaded and kept alive. Cut out pass to an unmarked Tessie New. It flies over his head and into touch. Michelle says, hate to say it, but need the cheese. I don't think the cheese is going to make too much of a difference here. By the way, isn't he on or has he gone off? Did he go off again? Tyrese Richmond, let's go Dolphins, my second. And speaking of second, it's second tackle here for the Roosters. Yeah, there he is. There he is. And now, Luke Keary bursts through the gap. Kicking in field for Tedesco. Bounces over Tedesco's head. Bounces over everybody. Kafusi can't get hands on the ball. Tupou has grounded it, but has he grounded it in time? It's going up as no try. We have got a lot to dissect here. Carey has dissected the defensive line. The kick has gone through. It's bounced back over the head of Tabuai Fido. It's bounced over the head of Tedesco. Kafusi tries to pick it up, loses it back into his own feet. He can't control the ball, and then it is just laying there on the ground. And who has got there first? Tabuai Fido may have just got there first. No, Tupou's grounded it. That is a try. This is a try for the Roosters. 13 minutes to go. Tupou, he doesn't claim tries that he hasn't scored. Tupou does not, and we saw that earlier. Tupou does not claim tries that he doesn't score, and he got very excited over that one. He knew immediately, and this was all from Luke Keary. Luke Keary with the dummy just goes through, slices through the defensive line untouched, and then the bouncing football just made a mockery out of everybody. Eddie Jones, ahoy there, mate. What are you doing in the UK? Shouldn't you be over here getting the Wallabies ready for the upcoming rugby season? Sam Walker with the kick from right beside the post. This should be easy. 28-16 is about to become 28-18. And they've done this with 12 men, the Roosters. 28 points to 18. UFC only fams, you got permanently banned from Gumtree. What did you do, abuse somebody? I'm pretty sure that's the only way to get that job done. 28 points to 18, 12 minutes to go. 10 points the difference. There's time enough. There is time enough. Dolphins get us back underway. Just a little bit of an awkward hush has fallen over the crowd now. Little bit of an awkward feeling around Suncorp Stadium. They realise we're not quite home just yet. But it's already been a victory for me, because I said 17.5 points was too much of a margin for a Wayne Bennett coach team. Roosters stay down the short side. The pass across the face of the attack. And that was just a little bit of a shambles. The Dolphins come away with the ball on halfway line. Another mistake, really, for the Roosters. Keeping it alive again, the Dolphins. Tabuai Fido, and they've got numbers here on the right. Again, Kafusi just had to draw and pass and go through the hands, but he threw that a little bit too early out to Branko Lee, and the play shuts down. That was a real opportunity again, though. Ah. Wayne. Welcome along. 6 more for the Dolphins for inside 10. Cutting out the playmaker, not necessarily a good thing. It bounces nicely for Branko Lee. Dolphins looking to seal the deal here. Tackle 3, 10 out. O'Sullivan to Jesse Bromwich. Back to Sullivan on the loop. Kafusi fires it blindly. Out to Branko Lee, who knocks the ball on. And he's not happy. Except for the Cronulla game, every winning team this week has had the quicker play the balls. I think the completion rate's probably helping in this game too. It'd be interesting to see the completion rate stats. They've challenged the call of knock on here. I must say, when it happened live, I didn't think it was a knock on. I thought he's tapped it and it's gone behind him. Unsuccessful challenge. Unsuccessful challenge. Knock on call stands. And yeah, the stats, the completion rate of the Roosters, 67%. 21 completions out of 31. That is just not going to get the job done. That is just not good enough at this level. Egan Butcher is still in the sin bin, of course. Roosters, they have possession, though. That's the first part. That's the first part of it. Kaufusi racing up out of the line, trying to put big hits in, lift his team through to victory. Cheese out of dummy half, across the face of Keary, and it's another mistake from the Roosters. Another error, another incomplete set. Dolphins will get the ball inside Roosters territory, inside the last 10 minutes. They just can't help themselves here, the Roosters. Not a good performance by any stretch of the imagination. And as time continues to tick away inside the last 10, it's looking a lot worse for them. Branko Lee runs across the face of the line, trying to spy a gap. He finally sees a little one. A half gap opened up. He's shut down. Nichols now back to basics. Just one out, and that's a mile forward. In terms of forward passes out of dummy half, that's about as forward as it can possibly get. Kurt Donahue. Lots of pressure by Brendan Smith. Now, Brendan Smith is wearing the number 25 jersey. If you recall, he was gushing out blood from his skull after that big hit from Kaufusi in the first half. So he's obviously changed his shirt at halftime. Didn't have any spare ones with his number on it. As Sam Walker takes it to the line and dummies. And the dummy seems to be working out for them here. It was the dummy from Keary and slicing straight through the line that led to the Roosters' try before. And this time Walker straight through the line. And now we're bringing back the biff. Bring back the biff, I say. Bring it back. No one was even interested in the play the ball there. They just stood up and were ready to go. Roosters into Dolphins territory. Big run here. Big rampaging run from Lindsay Collins. Through the backline, Tedesco changes direction and is chopped down on tackle 4. 20 metres out. Horrible play the ball from Tedesco. That is not a good play the ball, and that is another mistake, another incomplete set. And now you've got James Tedesco making mistakes. When Teddy Tedesco's making mistakes, you know your entire team is off kilter. And it's a real day to forget for the Roosters here. 21 out of 33 completions across the whole game. 64%. That is not going to win you a game of footy, no matter who you're playing. I don't care who you're up against. Tackle 2 here, Dolphins. Nothing crazy needed now from the Dolphins. They can just control the play, control the ball, give it to Sean O'Sullivan on the 5th and let him plug it into the corner here. 6 minutes to go. They can just start to really put the arm around the throat and shut this game down, and that's what they're doing. Just one out. Bromwich takes it up into Roosters territory. 5th and last, O'Sullivan Dinks it into the corner. Swalihi moves forward and takes the ball. Roosters, they get given another opportunity here. Nothing doing for them, though. Nothing doing at all. They have to score now. They need 2 converted tries, the Roosters, to pull off a miracle. And who thought we'd be saying that when this game kicked off? The Roosters need a miracle. And they've got a mistake instead. Big defense. Huge defense from Tom Gilbert. And he's letting Sam Walker know about it too. Another crunching tackle. Jolts the ball free. Another mistake. Another incomplete set. I feel like I could just record myself saying that once and just hit play on a loop every time the Roosters get the ball. They seem to be making mistakes, and now the Dolphins just have to run this out. There's still 4.5 minutes to go, but they can just start to run things down here. Control the clock, control possession, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're just going one out. Bromwich, 15 out from the line midfield. Bromwich has lost his pants. Katoa takes it to the line. Tackle 5. 5 out. They go the short side. O'Sullivan flicks it around the back to Branko Lee. It goes behind him. And Jermaine Osako keeps it alive. Lee fires it back in field. Gilbert keeps it alive now to Marshall King. And he's cut down on the 5th and last. No kick. No risk of a 7-tackle set. Let the Dolphins go. 80 metres, 90 metres even, to score one of the 2 tries they need. Inside the last 4 minutes. A long way to go. Length of the field to go. And that's going to help. The Cheese with a run out of dummy half. Gets 20 metres upfield. There was a special bet going. When will the Dolphins get their first win of the season? Anybody who went for round 1 against the Roosters will be enjoying a very nice payout if they hold on now for these last 3 minutes. 5th and last Roosters. Keary, 30 out from the Dolphins line, puts it high. Tabuai Fado takes it. Takes it cleanly. The Dolphins have got this in the bag if they do nothing stupid. If they do nothing ridiculous from here on out, this is now their game to lose, more than officially. 2.5 minutes left, 28-18, 3rd tackle, 10 out from their own line. It's an illegal strip. A penalty for an illegal strip. They have no challenges remaining, I don't think. Because I would have challenged that. There was definitely only one in the tackle by the time Keary strips that ball free, but I don't think they have any challenges remaining, the Roosters. 2 minutes to go. Penalty Dolphins. The Dolphin... Wayne Bennett. What can you say about Wayne Bennett? Wayne Bennett coached teams just have this way of doing miraculous things. And miraculous might be a little bit of a stretch in this instance, but my God, does that man know how to get the best out of what he's got available to him or what? Dustin Fisher says if the Roosters play like this all season, they might get the wooden spoon. Not if the Sharks play the way they did the other night, because even if the Roosters play like this, if the Sharks play like they did last night against the Rabbitohs, it might be a tight contest between the Sharks and the Roosters, but the Sharks would still take it, I think. Although the way that they played last night, they probably couldn't even win that, the Sharks. Fourth tackle here, Dolphins. They just have to take it out now. Inside the last minute, it's been touched. 6 more tackles. 6 more tackles to the Dolphins, and that will be they will get the last say in this contest. Do they take a cheeky drop goal? Take a cheeky drop goal. 0 tackle. Tabuai Fido's got something else in mind, though. He's got another 6 points in mind. Tackle 1, they're just 2 meters out from the line. Big open side to the right. Bromwich settles it in front of the post. They're going to take a cheeky drop goal, aren't they? 12 seconds to go. O'Sullivan to Lee. Oh, Branko Lee just needed to look outside to Tessie New there. There was a chance. 4 seconds to go. We're not even going to have another play of the ball. The Dolphins have won their very first hit out. 28 points to 18. Wayne Bennett, the miracle maker, has struck again. Full time here at Suncorp. 28-18 in favor of the Dolphins. Oh. John Curtin, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate your company and everybody's company for this one. Exactly what we're doing here, John Curtin. Taking it back to the radio days, kind of. I also anticipate that a lot of people are watching as well. So it's a bit of a mix between TV call and radio call that I try and balance it out as best as possible. But I do a little bit in between. I'm assuming that a lot of people are watching and therefore are interested in my reaction to play, but I also appreciate some people don't have access to the game in any way, so also need somewhat of a call, a play-by-play call. So I'm in a little bit, it's a weird space that I'm doing. A little bit of a weird space that I'm in, half and half. Captain Redbeard, you always mute the TV and listen to the calls. Thank you. Thank you, Captain Redbeard. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for here. It's not a full play-by-play. I'm anticipating that a lot of people that do join us are just here. That YouTube era, that YouTube generation, you're here for the reaction. You're here for the nonsense. You're here for the trash talk. But yes, I do also try and look after the people that are here for a legitimate call of the game. And what a game we saw. 28 points to 18. Dolphins, their first hit out in the NRL. And it leads to victory. An error-riddled performance from the Roosters, 62% completion rate, is not going to get the job done against anybody. So they need to be a lot better. A lot better. (28-18). The line has been well and truly covered. The line has not just been covered, it's been smashed to pieces. Dustin Fisher, you have fun when the Cowboys win. All the banter through the game and you walk away feeling like you won. See, I think that might be it. I was questioning the other night, if you recall. I'm not sure if you were there or not at the time I asked it, but I couldn't help but notice we have a lot of subscribers that are Cowboys and or Parramatta supporters. And I was wondering why, because all I do is take the mickey out of your teams something ferociously. And that could have something to do with it, Dustin. Maybe it's the thrill of seeing me when I'm wrong that gives you guys that sort of collar tucking moment of like, see? You talk your bollocks about our team, And this is what happens. We've gone out to Teddy for an interview. James, what went wrong out there? I'll tell you what went wrong. James Tedesco's pants did not fall down all game. Not once. That's what the problem is. Expert analyses there from Dan Intox. That's what went wrong. Teddy keeps his pants on. Roosters lose. Well, anyway, apparently, as it was said earlier, I think Vobsy. Can someone do a health check on Vobsy? And probably James as well. We might need to send out a couple of welfare checks. All right, Wasted Water Sports. We have seen quite the turn up here. Dolphins 28, Roosters 18. Should I do the Tigers-Titans game? I'm really not interested, to be honest. Words cannot describe how uninterested I am in that contest. But I suppose I could stick around and suss it out. When is it? Oh, okay, it's coming up in like 5 minutes. All right. I am interested to see how the Tigers go. If anyone was around for the Manly Bulldogs game and remembers just how uninterested I was... How uninterested I was in that Manly Bulldogs game. This is the problem, and this is why I have so much respect for the TV commentators. This is why they get paid the big bucks, isn't it? Because it can be the most dire old game, but they have to sit through it, don't they? They have to sit through it. They have to try and sell it to the TV audience, even when they know they're lying straight out of their own butt cheeks about how interesting the game, quote, is. But that's why they get the big bucks, isn't it? And this is why I have no interest in being on TV. Vobsy, here he is. Thank God that's over. Wow, it was a hard watch, wasn't it, for Roosters fans? Completion rate, not good at all. Anything under 80% is what I usually say is unacceptable. Well, they were way under 80% completion rate there, the Roosters. That's thrown our Wasted World of Sports tipping contest into absolute turmoil. Perfect rounds out the window. Vopsy says our defense was surprisingly bad. Normally we have good defense. Yeah, it wasn't great all around from the Roosters there today, but I think their biggest problem was really attack. Completion rate. Hold on to the ball. What's happened here? KO Sports has been playing up a lot lately. Dustin Fisher, you've still only got 3 wins. I don't know what I'm on now. I got off to a horrible start. Thank you, Parramatta. I tipped Parramatta to beat the Storm. I got the Warriors over the Knights. I thought the Broncos were going to get smashed by the Panthers. And look what happened there. I've got the Tigers in this next game. Okay, I've moved up to 32nd out of 47. Hey, at least I'm going in the right direction. Oh, Aussie Rob's up the top. Cheeky sod. Robert M up the top. He's gone Storm, Warriors, Broncos, Manly, Cowboys, Rabbitohs, Dolphins. Robert M. Robert M should have been the winner last year, but he had those account problems. He had account issues halfway through and wasn't able to log in. And that's the reason why I was able to come back and win. But boy, he's off to a flyer. I wonder who he's going for in this game. Are you streaming the Balmain game? My God, I haven't heard anybody call them Balmain for years. The Balmain Tigers. John Curtin, you live in Titans territory and a Queenslander. I hope they can follow that good win. Wayne Pierce Hill. Now, if you're Wayne Pierce, do you appreciate the fact that at Leichhardt Oval there, they've retained the oldness, the antiqueness, the authenticity of the scoreboard over there on that hill? Or do you think, is this all they think of me? Is this what they think of me? They can't even upgrade the damn technology. The boos rain out around Leichhardt as the Titans are running out onto the field. All right, I probably should fix the screen. If I'm going to do this, I probably should fix the screen. We want the 28-18 Dolphins over the Roosters. Unbelievable. Hey, Michelle, it's bloody Robert M is sitting on a perfect round. I'm so curious to see who he's gone for in this game. Whoever Robert's gone for, maybe we should support the other team because we can't have anybody getting a perfect round in week 1. I'm starting to think that Robert's got some form of insider information that the rest of us aren't privy to. That's what I'm starting to think. He knows too much. Actually, this is what I'm interested in seeing out of this game. Api Coruscant. What a player. Captain, if I'm not mistaken. Coruscant. He's got the C next to his name. I'm expecting big things from the Tigers this year. Let's see if I'm right. Titans get us underway. Balmain with first use of the football. I'm going to call them Balmain all day now. So yes, we'll check back in with the Wasted Water Sports tipping contest at the break. And let's see if Roberts still looking good for a perfect round. And a high shot early here has to be called. You've got to keep those tackles down. And it's a penalty early to the Tigers. Very early. Only a few tackles in. And just a little bit high. Sam Verrills. Sam Verrills is not a big man, so that takes some effort for him to make a high tackle on anybody. The coach's box is packed for Balmain. So many people in such a small space. 30 out from the Titans line on the back of that kick to touch. They will have first opportunity to fire a shot here in this game. Brooks takes it to the line, straightens, steps off his left foot, and is taken down. 15 out from the line here. Adam Dewey, old mate Dooster, just shuffling it across the face of the goal. Fourth tackle, 10 out, crash ball attempt. A meter out from the line, fifth and last. Panic in the Titans' defensive line. Brooks out the back to Dewey. Grubbers into the end goal. Tapped over the dead ball line by the Titans. And that is a result early. Tigers looking slick there in that first set of attack right on the Titans line. And they get a result from it. Maybe not the result they would have liked, but they'll definitely take that. Short dropout is out on the full. Penalty right in front of the post here. Take the two. Take the two. Kieran Foran's put it out on the full. Gift two-pointer. Wasted World of Sports t-shirts coming soon. Wasted World of Sports logo on the front. Take the two on the back. And they're taking the two. Good call. Very good call. Adam Dewey, step up. Could flick this over. Right in front of the post. Take the gift two-pointer when it's on offer. See, rugby union background. Rugby union fan, rugby union background. You always take the points. I know it's not as common a thing in rugby league, but I've got that rugby union brain. You always take the points when they're on offer. So I'm wondering how long teams are going to persist with this short dropout tactic, because it's very hit or miss, isn't it? You're basically giving away 2 points, risking giving away 2 points, just for a slight chance of getting the ball back. It doesn't seem worth it, in my opinion. I would always kick it deep, kick the skin off the bastard, put it as far downfield as possible. Penalty goal successful, 2 points to 0. Balmain over the Gold Coast. Balmain Tigers, Gold Coast Giants. Two zip, and now they've put the kickoff out on the full. Kieran Foran with the short dropout that goes out on the full, and now the kickoff after the penalty goal has sailed over the dead ball line. Penalty to the Tigers on halfway. Dewey thumps it into touch, and the Tigers now 35 out from the Titans line once again. Titans haven't touched the ball other than to kick it, and they've kicked it out on the full both times. But anyway, Twal keeps the ball alive. Offload, steps through the gap. A metre short of the line, just pulled down by the bootstraps. Big line up to the left. Dewey with the short ball. And they're tackled a metre out from the line. 6 again. Titans give away 6 again. A little bit too enthusiastic. Clemmer gets a wedgie for his troubles, but they're just a metre out from the line. Space is opening up in the defensive line. Twal nearly gets through. Tries to milk another set restart. Here they go at the right-hand side. Brooks to... Oh, he's gone behind Dane Laurie, and Dane Laurie knocks it forward, and the play just dies right there and then. Horrible pass from Luke Brooks. The pass needs to be out in front of the man, not behind him. And the Titans will finally get an opportunity here to do something other than kick the ball out on the full. A scrum 10 metres out from their own line. Disappointing end to that run of play for the Tigers. 100% possession so far. That's about to change, of course. The Titans 10 out from their own line. Some enthusiastic runs, but struggling 5 metres. The Tigers' defence very enthusiastic. They are racing up, trying to put in the big hits. And they have got, as Tino crashes it up for the Titans, they have got the Titans pinned down here, 30 metres out now. They've only made 20 metres. 5th and last. Will the kick stay in the field of play? It does. Laurie misjudges it slightly, but he recovers. Catches it on the fall. And a floating pass across to North Aluma. Dangerous stuff. But he does well to hold it. And the Tigers can just settle now and get into their work for this set. Tackle 2, 40 out from their own line. Clemmer. It's so weird seeing Clemmer for the Tigers. Now they go through the hands out to the left-hand edge. A little bit of space, but the sliding defense of the Titans shuts them down. 5th and last. They are in Titans territory. They switch play. Brooks switches play to the left. They come back to the right now. Dewey stands, steps, tries to get through the line. And Brooks will just dink it in behind the Titans line. It bounces favorably for Laurie. Charlie Staines. It's weird seeing him in a Tigers uniform as well. But it's a knock on from the Tigers there. Off the kick from Luke Brooks. Good tackle by AJ Brimson. Forces the error. And the Titans survive. But the Titans just haven't lifted to the Tigers' level at the moment. That's what's happening. The Tigers, at the moment, it's still very early days, of course. Only 9 minutes gone. But way more enthusiasm, both attack and defense. And there, the Tigers 2 or 3 in the tackle, driving the Titans backwards. And it's tackle 4. They're only at their own 40-metre line. The Titans are just camped down here at the wrong end of the field. Now they break the halfway line. 5th and last. It's been touched by the Tigers. Falls favorably off the deflection. And they will start this set at the 50-metre mark. They're just dominating in possession at the moment. Staines out of dummy half. Some big leg drive from Charlie Staines, of all people. Big run here by Utoi Kamanu. And now Brooks threatening the line again. He's had a great start to this game, Luke Brooks. He's running the ball at the line. He's asking questions of the defense. He cops a bit of a bad rap sometimes, poor old Luke Brooks, but he is having a fabulous start to this game. Brooks again to Dewey. And a little bit of a meek end to that set of 6 there from the Tigers. But they're looking the goods so far. Very, very early days, of course, though. But looking good. West Tigers over the Gold Coast Titans. 2 points to zip. And this game has certainly been... Obviously, I questioned whether I was going to do this game or not, but it's been a lot more exciting so far than I gave credit for. Now, here's a man we need to watch. David Fafita takes his first hit up of the day. Sometimes he gets called out for being a little bit lazy, I suppose is the word. So we'll see how many times he gets himself involved in play, how many times he gets his hands on the ball, because he can be one of the most lethal, damaging runners in the game. But Tigers playing expansive early. A couple of passes across the face of their own goal to Charlie Staines. And a little flick pass, keeping the ball alive. Norfoluma. It's the Benji Marshall playbook, I dare say. Playing expansive no matter where you are on the field. He likes to live dangerously. And now the Tigers are living dangerously. Tackle 4. 30 out from their own line. An early kick from Dewey. Well inside the 40. Well inside the 40. It bounces into touch just short of the 20-meter line. But mixing up the plays here, the Tigers... That was a decent-looking kick. I mean, he has fallen short of a 40-20 by about 10 centimeters there. Very, very close to a result. And there's another mastermind coach up there, Tim Sheens. Titans dodge a bullet there. The bounce favors them by just a few centimeters. And they get the ball back. But this defense from the Tigers, solid as ever. 2 or 3 men in the tackle. Driving the Titans backwards. And again, tackle 3 here for the Titans. 1 out stuff. Getting hit, getting driven backwards. And that's better stuff here. Forward play. Interchanging passes. David Fafita goes straight through the gap. Passes it off to Philip Sammy. They finally did something different, and it yields a result for the Titans. 1 out pass, and then suddenly they went, hey, we're going to do something a little bit different here. David Fafita gets his hands on the ball, and something happens. Something is created, and Sammy goes over untouched. And that just made the Tigers' defense look a little bit foolish. They were numbered up. They were all there. Fafita sells a dummy. And the Titans are up 4 points to 2, kick to come. And that's got to be a little bit of a concern here for the Tigers, because they have had all the run of play so far. To look up at that scoreboard and see themselves behind. Danger signs. Dare I say it? Danger signs early now for the Tigers, that they leaked points back that easily. And I can confirm Robert M. has gone for the Titans. So he is sitting on a perfect round at the moment. The only, well, not the only one. But he has gone for the Titans. So that means we can safely cheer on the Tigers. From the sideline here, the conversion. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's hooking back. It's straight over the black dot. 6 points to 2, the Titans, and it must be said, completely against the run of play. Totally against the run of play, because it's been all Tigers. It's been all Tigers, and they now have to look up at a deficit on the scoreboard. There's Mal, big Mal in the back of the coach's box there at the Titans. Kickoff by the Tigers. They've let it bounce. Always dangerous. It bounces kindly for them, though. The Titans. And just looking up and seeing 6 points to 2. Interesting call to see Coruscant. Oh, Tino, get up, you milker. Tino staying down on the ground, trying to earn a penalty. Out of dummy half goes Verrills. Great little dart there. Steals some meters on tackle 4. And they're back in Tigers territory now for the 5th and last. Boyd puts it high. Pressure on the kick chase. Non-existent, but still. Dane Laurie's now clipped around the face. Tino was trying to milk a penalty just moments ago. Now he's given one away. Boom. Direct shoulder to the face. Direct contact. And then he's teabagged him afterwards. Send him off for dirty play. He's on report. Send him off as well. Another penalty to the Tigers, though. The kick takes them up towards halfway. And now the tap and go from Brent Naden, and they are in Titans territory once again. They really need a try here, the Tigers. I mean, it's too early for panic stations, but they have been fairly dominant. Well, not dominant necessarily, but they've been on top for most of this first half so far, and they're looking up at a 4-point deficit. So they're going to need some reward very, very quickly, I dare say. 4th tackle here. Tigers 30 out from the Titans line. Clemmer shuffles it along to Brooks. Inside ball. Papali'i pops it out the back. They keep it alive. Twal just settles it now. 5th and last. 20 out. They stay down the blind side. Dewey grubbers into the end goal. They're winning the chase at the moment, the Tigers. It's just a little bit too heavy. It's just a little bit too heavy, that kick. And we just need to look who's knocked it on, who's knocked it over the dead ball line, or what's happened. We just want to confirm. It's gone to the bunker. Just a tad too heavy, that kick. But they were in with a chance there, the Tigers. Titans knock the ball back into the hands of the Tigers, and that will be a knock-on and Titans ball. Titans ball here, I dare say. Ed Vogel says, why did they pick Tim Sheens? Well, I can think of worse people to pick than Tim Sheens. Titans ball. They get a 7-tackle set. A bit of a waste on that first one. But it was a free one. A free tackle, essentially. Tino with the hit up now. The Tigers are looking a lot better when they... not the Tigers, sorry. The Titans looking a lot better when they do more than one out. They are making a lot of yardage when they go 2 out from the ruck. Tigers just not ready for it. Again, 4 tackles in a row. They've gone for 2 out. And they are now 30 out from the Tigers line. Now a backline play. Cut out passes behind to Fafita. Fafita stands in the tackle, breaks through one. This pulls down from behind. He's got a finger across the face too by the looks of it. Fifth and last, high ball pressure on Laurie. He stands his ground and holds the ball. But the Titans have lifted here. That enthusiasm that I said, the Tigers showing more enthusiasm on attack and defense. The Titans' enthusiasm on defense has well and truly lifted. Tackle 3 Tigers. They're only 15 out. And that's a good dart from dummy half by Dane Laurie, stealing an extra 20 metres. He gets the ball again now, Laurie, from the offload, and makes another good run up towards the halfway line. Fifth and last, though, Tigers. To Dewey. Keeps it low and flat into the corner. He needs this to sit up in the end goal. It does. And the Titans now start their set 10 out from their own line and lose the ball forward. And it's collected by Norfoluma. Scrum down now for the Tigers. It's been called a double knock on. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mate. Peace for all. Here's a chance to strike now for the Tigers. They're going to have a scrum. 10 out from the line. We are still awaiting the emergence of Uppy Coruscant. Very much looking forward to that. Set play off the scrum. Not a whole lot going on. Big line up to the left. Clemmer. And it's a dropped ball. Utikamanu taking his eyes off the prize there. Drops it cold. Under no pressure at all. Not good here at all from the Tigers. Not good. Simple drop ball. Tackle 1, 10 metres out from the line. A gift to the Titans. What can you say about that? Titans ball again. They survive the error. Random towels just come flying onto the field. I couldn't help but notice. In back play. Titans working it off their own line. Nothing fancy here, just going through the motions. Fafita. Oh, he's a big unit. Bumps off the first tackle always. And then he is pulled down. Jolliffe up towards halfway on tackle 5. Fifth and last on halfway. It's another high ball. Laurie takes it comfortably at the back. Who's your caddy says is the little drummer boy for the Titans there. What? And another mistake here from the Tigers. Loose carry. The ball spills out to Fafita. Fafita stands in a 2-man tackle and offloads. And it's 0 tackle for the Titans. The Tigers started with so much promise, but it's turning into a nightmare for them. 10 metres out from the line on tackle 1, midfield. Titans options left and right. They go left. Boyd to Brimson. Shut down by Dewey on tackle 2. Keeping it in the forwards here. The Titans settling things in front of the posts. 6 more. 6 more and Brinson puts it into the end goal. Philip Sami looking for a double. They need to score this, the Titans. It's going up as a try. Philip Sami reaches out. Dives on the loose ball. They had just had 6 again called in their favour. So Brimson took the risk with the kick. Possibly didn't hear the call. 6 again is just given. Grubber in behind the line. Sami holds his feet, wins the chase, plants the ball down. Try to the Titans. 10 points to 2. Kick to come. Tigers, what's going on? They started with so much promise and so much enthusiasm. And suddenly it's all gone to hell. Try confirmed. Philip Sami bags a double. 10-2, kick to come. Ed Vogel says Tigers and Dragons are the teams that have four or more bad seasons already but never really improved. They just suck at their ladder. Penrith and Eels were a wooden spoon in 2018 and 2019. Yes, they absolutely were. And both teams improved and now are constantly towards the top end of the table. Tigers got themselves into a really big run of salary cap issues, though. And salary cap issues, I don't mean overspending necessarily. I don't know if they did or not. But they overpaid for really average players and just got themselves caught in a loop of bad signings. And Gus Gould talks about it on his podcast when they get onto the topic of salary caps. Once you sort of overpay for one average player, he didn't call them average players, but once you overpay somebody, that kind of lifts the value of the rest of your roster as well. So when they need bump ups, they're starting to get overs as well because you've given overs to this average player that's come in, hasn't really made a difference. So the quality players at the club, their contracts are up. They expect a bump up too. So you end up lifting the entire value of your roster, even though they don't necessarily justify it. And the Tigers got into a run, and the Bulldogs did the same. The Bulldogs, and that's why Gus is over there now trying to lift the Bulldogs out of the cellar. It's very easy to get your salary cap messed up so badly that you end up going on a run of about 7 or 8 years of recovery. $12 points to 2, the conversion successful, and the Titans now well on top in this game. At the start, it looked like the Tigers could possibly run away with it, but now, Titans 12-2. Tigers not even looking like scoring. Okay, 5th and last, Titans, 40 out from their own line. It's another high ball. They're just peppering Dane Laurie with these high balls. Stain says, no, mate, leave it to me, but I'll pass it to you after I catch it. I'll catch it, you take the hit up. That was the deal they had going on there. Nobody really back for the Tigers on attack. Norfoluma forced into the hit up. Staines driving it forward. The forwards are all back now. Coruscant's on the field as well. Coruscant's on. What difference can he bring? Papali'i, slightly forward pass out there. It's not called. And Brent Naden brings it back in field. 5th and last here, Tigers. Just into Titans territory. Fifth and last, Dewey with the high ball. It's hanging in the breeze. Brimson takes it comfortably, though. Got himself in great position in the end. And they start this set 10 metres out again, the Titans, but they are making great metres. The level of intensity in the Tigers' defensive line has dropped significantly since the start of play, and you expect that to happen throughout the course of a game, of course, as players start to tire. And now Tino leaves the ball behind him, and that is an error. It's kept alive by the Tigers, and Naden tries to get away from the defense but can't. There's the mistake that they were after, the Tigers, a zero tackle, and Staines trying to lift his team. Coruscant seems to be a step off the pace here. I'm noticing that these Panthers players that have gone to other clubs this season just seem a little bit off. I wonder if it's a grand final celebration hangover that they're still experiencing. Coruscant, inside ball to Clemmer. David Clemmer dragging defense with him to 15 out from the line midfield. Right in front of the post. Coruscant takes it left. Brooks to the line. To Papali'i nearly gets through on tackle 2. Titans racing up off the line. You only need 1 foot behind when you're on your own goal line, of course. Dewey straightens. 10 out still. They're holding firm at the moment, the Titans. Five out from the line. Tackle 4. Fan. Thank you very much for the follow. Brooks to the line. Dummies. Throws the short ball into the face of Charlie Staines. Bounces back to Brooks, and it's a knock on, and the Titans survive. Brent Naden straight into his face. Flicks back to Brooks. Knock on. And the Tigers started with so much promise. Jinxed it, YT. Thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. What started off with so much promise for the Tigers has so quickly flipped on its head. Somebody's just failed their HIA. I'm sorry, I missed who that was. But Titans ball on the back of another Tigers mistake. It is Titans ball, and they are bringing it out of their own end. Tackle 4, up to the 40-meter line. And just going back to basics here, the Titans, they're well in control of this game. They don't need to do anything ridiculous. Another high ball. Charlie Staines calls Dane Laurie off again and says, I'll take it. It must be a ploy to just pepper Dane Laurie with high balls all day. But Charlie Staines getting over there and helping out when there's no pressure on the kick chase. And they've got all the time in the world like that. And this is what Laurie's been doing good. Darting out a dummy half. Taking the Tigers up to the 40-meter line on tackle 3. Keeping the ball alive. Norfoluma to Papali'i. Naden up over halfway. Loose carry. It pops out the back. Everyone looks at the referee, but he's deemed it backwards. And Papali'i recovers and takes tackle 4 inside Titans territory. Brooks, switch play with Clemmer. Clemmer dragging 4 defenders with him. He's a big unit. 5th and last, Tigers. Coruscant goes blindside. Brooks spots a gap, grubbers in over the top of the defense, and Bremson covers it off just a couple of meters out from his own line in the left-hand corner. That's where you want the team to be attacking from. And now the Tigers have found that intensity on defense again. Flying up out of the line. Keeping the Titans pinned down here on tackle 3. Still inside their own 10. Better stuff from the Tigers. This is how they started the game. And they've refound that enthusiasm. Going nowhere fast here, the Titans. A one-on-one strip for the Tigers. And they will get the ball 20 out from Titans line. And they have just gone up a gear here, the Tigers. If they can keep the mistakes in check, They really need a result at some point, though. They need more than 2 points for the amount of possession and territory that they've had. They should not be looking up at a 10-point deficit on the scoreboard. Brooks steps, tries to go on his own. He's getting involved a lot here today, Brooks. And there's the mistake. Coruscant switches to Papali'i, drops the ball cold. Right on the line, Papali'i. Oh dear, Tigers. We were hoping for so much more from the Tigers this season. Dustin Fisher says an NFL team cost a few billion. I can believe that, for sure. Especially over in the NFL and the NBA and these Major League Baseball, these American sports. The top players are on millions and millions and millions of dollars per season, aren't they? They did a comparison once as the Titans bring the ball just one out of their own line, 20 meters out now on tackle 2. They did a comparison once. So the Australian Baseball League, the best first baseman in the Australian Baseball League earns, I think it was something like, I think it was like $600 a week. So do $600 a week times that by however long the season goes. And in comparison, the best first baseman in Major League Baseball gets something like $9 to $12 million per year. And a simple mistake here on halfway by Brimson. Takes his eyes off the ball, drops it cold, and some sweet relief for the Tigers. With 6 minutes to go in the first half. And Tigers just need to cut out the mistakes. Clemmer's been having a solid game. Another good run there. Dragging defenders with him. They should have a chance at the end of this set. Dewey takes it to the line. Tackle 3. Coruscant finally getting involved. The pass a little bit out in front of Clemmer. Does well to hold it. Brooks, inside ball. Switch play to Naden, and they win 6 again. And they've got an opportunity to the right. There's a gap that's opened up in the Titans' defense, but they close it down now. And Offahangawe just settles it in front of the posts on tackle 2. They're 5 out from the line, midfield. Coruscant's confused. He looks right. He goes right. Coruscant just doesn't have... And it happened with Kickow as well in the Bulldogs game. They just don't have the same confidence at the moment in their new clubs. But of course it will take time to adapt. Coruscant out to Dewey. The pass is not slick. Having to reach behind him. Talau reels it in. Does well to contain it. And just a bit clueless here. The Tigers flat-footed, standing still. Just shuffling the ball onto whoever seems to be going forward. 5th and last, 5 out. They haven't really threatened. Brooks goes right. Passes across to Dewey. Grubbers across the face of the in-goal. Titans are offside here, surely. It's called a knock-on, but if it's been knocked on into another Titans player, then surely that's a penalty for offside. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a result for the Tigers. No matter which way it falls, penalty or a knock-on, it's a result. And the Tigers will get the ball back. But all a little bit clueless here from the Tigers. Coruscant doesn't have that same authority that he did at the Panthers. But, of course, naturally, it's going to take time for these guys to adjust at their new clubs. You can't judge them on week 1. Except for my team. I'm allowed to judge my own team on week 1. And my team sucked. Scrum 10 meters out. The Tigers will have a chance. if they hold the ball. Dewey to Naden. Takes on the line, and they win a penalty from the scrum. Breaking early with the Titans. I usually say take the 2, but the 2 points isn't going to help them at this point in time. Coruscant taps, fires it across to Dewey, and Offahengawi just settles it down. Tackle 1, midfield, 10 metres out. Coruscant goes right to Clemmer. Clemmer's driven backwards, offloads to Coruscant, back to Offahengawi. Offloads to Brooks. Brooks runs back to the right-hand side, links up with Dewey. Dewey kicks on the first. It bounces away from everybody, and it's not grounded, and it's play on, and the Titans are away upfield. And nothing going right now for the Tigers. Nothing going right, and we've got time off. Trainers on the field. We're going up to the bunker. We're going to have a look at that mess that was that situation in the end goal. The bounce was awkward for everybody, and the Titans end up running away with it. But it's been blown up, and we're going to have a look. So Dewey on tackle 1, kicking into the end goal. It might have been touched there even by the Tigers. It may have even been knocked on by the Tigers. Let's see. But very dangerous play. Kicking on tackle 1. It's bounced past everybody. It is, yes, it is touched by Tommy Talau. And then grounded by Norfoluma, perhaps. No, we're playing on no grounding. Philip Sami has collected the ball and was racing away. So we're just coming back. We've blown time off, and we're essentially coming back to exactly where we were. But I suppose it pays to be thorough and just confirm things. So Philip Sami collected the loose ball. It bounced awkwardly for everybody. Unlucky for the Tigers, but it will remain Titans ball. Tackle 1, 40 metres out. 30 out. 30 out from their own line, the Titans. Just nothing going right here for the Tigers. They can't win a trick at the moment. Time back on. 2 minutes to go until half time. And you've got to feel sorry for the Tigers. I mean, unless you really don't like the Tigers. You've got to feel sorry for them, though. Things just have not gone their way since the start of the game. They started with a hiss and a roar, but things have just not gone their way since. Titans now on tackle 3, back in Tiger territory. Fotuaika with a good run. Tackle 4, scampering out of dummy half. Verrills takes it up to within 20 of the line. They stay on the blind side, and it's chipped in behind. Laurie races forward, takes it, jumps over the top of everybody with a great take. And the Tigers, you get the feeling that they just want to get themselves to halftime here with no more damage done. And they can have a little bit of a regroup and a little bit of a chat. Well, Dewey's kicking on the 3rd. It's been taken by the Titans, and they will now have 30 seconds to try and have another crack here before halftime. I don't understand that by Dewey at all. Don't understand that in the slightest. They've now put the Titans back in attacking territory, attacking range, and they throw a cutout ball across the face of the defense, keep it alive inside. And that decision from Dewey to kick early was nearly the worst thing in the world, but the Tigers survive. And we are going to halftime, 12 points to 2 in favor of the Gold Coast Titans. After the Tigers started with so much promise and so much energy and enthusiasm, and they have very little to show for it. 12 points to 2 at halftime. Wow. That game after the first, until that penalty goal, maybe they shouldn't have taken the 2. I told them to take the 2, and they took the 2. But ever since then, it's just gone downhill for them. Oh, we've got Wayne Bennett here. Wayne Bennett, the Dolphins coach, having his press conference. And he's finally cracked a little bit of a smile. The Dolphins celebrate their NRL debut with a win at Suncorp Stadium. 28 points to 18, of course, that was in the first game today. Dream result for the Dolphins. And Wayne Bennett keeping that poker face. This one was a little bit harder to predict. Tigers, Titans. Tigers, Titans. And it's still anybody's game. It's still close enough at halftime. But they just need to tidy up a lot. The Tigers, simple mistakes. Not really offering too much on attack. I do question Adam Dewey kicking so early. I mean, he was obviously looking at the... He was obviously looking for a result, looking for the ball to go over the sideline and get a result, but wasn't really necessary, I don't think. Anyway, halftime. I will have myself a quick break. Thank you so much for joining me here this Sunday afternoon for some NRL action on the Wasted World of Sports. I'm going to have myself a quick break. And, we'll do a little bit of housekeeping when I come back before the second half gets underway. All right. And we'll see how the rest of this game plays out. 12-2 Titans at halftime. Kind of unexpected. I figured it would be a close game, but Titans well on top at halftime.
Good performance from the Dolphins surrounding the players, of course, the super coach, Mike Bailey, just delivers again. Considering it's 2.5 points, because it's 2 points, great having back. I think that's super. But I think the most important thing there is to the, it's just important having the play for that. You know, and that's what they're focused. They have the Roosters getting through some, Felix getting the other fruits in the middle play. So thoroughly deserved.
All right. 12 points to 2, halftime here. The last game of round 1. Robert M., our statsman in the back, he's looking very good for a perfect round now. Picking all the Queensland teams. Who'd have thought? Eh? Unbelievable. It's been a dream start so far for the Queensland teams. Kafusi got the Artie Beetson medal for forgetting which team he played for. That was hilarious. That was so funny. Felice Kafusi spending the first quarter of the game constantly popping up on the wrong side of the ruck. That was quality. Absolute quality right there. Fantastic entertainment. Felice Kafusi. Thank you for the laughs, sir. But very, very delicately poised, this contest. Titans, Tigers, 12 points to 2 at halftime. I feel like the Tigers really started on top, but as the Titans got into their work, I mean, they well and truly finished that first half on top. Looking threatening every time they got the ball. I went for the Tigers as well. The Tigers and the Bulldogs, two teams that I really thought had better seasons ahead of them this year. Bulldogs didn't get off to a very good start. And the Tigers have been a bit of a mixed bag. So what have we got coming up at the Wasted Water Sports? Round 2 is going to kick off on Thursday. Round 2 kicks off Thursday with the Panthers against the Bunnies. I'll definitely be streaming that one. That's going to be a cracker of a contest. I'm expecting the Panthers to bounce back in that one. Then we've got Friday, we've got the Eels against the Sharks. I'm anticipating that the Sharks are going to get pumped in that one unless they can... Nico Hines is going to make a big difference for the Sharks. So Nico Hines coming back from injury will make a big difference. But the way that they played overall doesn't give me a whole lot of hope for the Sharks. The way that the Bunnies just sliced up their defensive line with ease, especially on that left-hand edge. The right-hand attack for the Bunnies, the left-hand defensive edge for the Sharks. I mean, they just went through them at will. And Parramatta could have a very big win there. And then finishing up Friday night, Broncos-Cowboys will be a good game too. I wonder if Michelle's keen to do that one. We'll have to see. But we've got to get through this game first. 12 points to 2 at halftime. Disappointing showing for the Tigers so far. Hopefully they can clean up their act in the second half and we have a thrilling end to the contest. That'd be good. That's all we want to see. We just want to see a good game. A closely contested game, a good game. One that goes down to the wire. Vopsy, your Roosters get to lose to the Warriors next week. Obviously the pain of defeat is still fresh in your mind. So it's probably hard to find any positives right now. But I expect the Roosters to bounce back and bounce back quickly. I don't think we'll see a performance quite that bad from them again. Probably all season. If Manu plays, we win. He's a big out, isn't he? Exactly the same for my Sharks, Nico Hines. Nico Hines is just such a massive, massive loss. Happy Pop Frag. You think the Tigers are still in it? Absolutely. It's only 10 points. They've just got a couple of things to tidy up. Some loose play from the Tigers. They were looking good at the start. They started well. But as the Titans got into their work, the Tigers started to fall off theirs. But they're definitely still in with a chance. There's a whole half of football left. There's only 10 points the difference. We well and truly still have game on here. But I would dare say, I still wouldn't be in a situation where I would be writing them off, but I dare say it would be very helpful, to state the obvious, it would be very helpful for the Tigers to score first in the second half. If the Titans get the first try and open up even more of a lead, then it might start to get a little bit hairy for the Tigers. But Tigers score first in the second half, well and truly game back on. They are certainly still in this. Oh, God, they're showing highlights of the Scorchers versus Heat BBL Grand Final. What a nightmare scenario that was. We need the Tigers to score first, just for the sake of having a contest. As much as we're cheering you on as well, Vopsy, so that you win your multi, and you need the Titans to get up for your multi. So as much as we're cheering that on, I also don't want another 40-minute snooze fest where one team just dominates, like that Manly versus Bulldogs game. Boy, that was hard to get through. But obviously, I totally understand your desire for the Titans to just come out and run away with this in the second half. That's not what we want to see here, though, at the Wastewater Sports. We want to see a good, tight contest. There really hasn't been any blowouts apart from that Manly and Bulldogs game. The Sharks-Rabbitohs game wasn't a blowout on the scoreboard, but Rabbitohs dominated from start to finish. It wasn't as close as that scoreline suggested. But still, speaking purely in terms of scorelines, there was only really that one big blowout this weekend, wasn't there? Everything else was fairly closely contested. You had 16-12 in Golden Point, Storm and Eels, 20-12, Warriors over the Knights, 13-12, Broncos over Panthers, and then you had the flogging by the Sea Eagles, 31-6 over the Bulldogs, 19-18, Cowboys over Raiders, 27-18, Rabbitohs over Sharks, which, as I said, not a blowout on the scoreboard, but the Sharks were just never in that match. 28-18, Dolphins over Roosters. It wasn't a complete and total blowout, though the Roosters did themselves no favours. And we've got 12-2 here at halftime. So, for anyone into close contests, it's been a good first weekend to the 2023 season. This feels like they're having an extremely long half-time break. Very interesting call first up from the Tigers. Api Coruscant is the captain, and he started from the bench. He used to start from the bench a lot for the Panthers, of course. But when you've got a completely different team makeup like the Panthers do, it doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense for them to do that at the Tigers. Maybe they weren't. I don't know if Coruscant played any of the trial games. Maybe it was just a case of they weren't fully confident of his ability to get through 80 minutes first up. But it shall be very interesting to hear if that is something that's raised. No matter which way this game ends up going, it'll be very interesting to see if that's raised in the post-match press conference, because I'm very keen to hear the answer. Coruscant's the captain, and they're starting him from the bench. When was the last time a captain started from the bench? I know it's definitely happened. I'm just wondering. It wouldn't happen frequently. I'm just wondering who the last team might have been that started their captain from the bench. James Intox, let's go Titans. You just need them for your Sunday Sports Day multi. Okay, so we've got a couple of people who had the Titans in their Sunday multis. They must have been offering some pretty good odds to bump those multis up. $12 points to 2 at halftime. The players are back out on the field now. Back underway for the second half. Tigers kick us off. And it's a great kickoff deep into the in goal. Aha! Interesting. The Tigers now, I think they said the Tigers had the breeze at their back. And an early mistake from the Titans. They could be thinking captain's challenge here. They are thinking captain's challenge. And the captain's challenge comes in. A mistake on the first tackle, essentially, by the Titans. They are challenging the call of knock on. He feels like he was interfered with. And he planted it down on the retreating player's foot, and they are going to lose this challenge. The Tigers player is simply retreating, has no eyes for the ball whatsoever. Oh, that's been called successful. He was a little bit too close to the play the ball area, I suppose. Successful challenge, penalty Titans. That is a bit of a harsh call. I mean, if you make the decision to plant the ball on the retreating player's feet, surely that's got to fall on you. We're going to see a lot of milking of that rule throughout the course of the year now. That's the bar that's been set. They have to follow. They've got to follow it now for the rest of the season. That bar has been set, and we will see a lot of milking of guys putting the ball on the foot of retreating players to win a penalty. But Titans pump it into touch up over the halfway line. They are on tackle 3. Well and truly into Tigers territory now. And a promising looking start for the Tigers. They're on shaky ground right now. Tackle 4. Titans. Fafita runs out a dummy half. He runs into Clemmer. And that's a good contest. Clemmer versus Fafita. Fifth and last, Titans put the ball high. Perfectly weighted. They let it bounce. It bounces for the Titans, and the Titans score a try. You never stand back and let the ball bounce. It's always dangerous. Everybody just stood there watching it. It bounces kindly for the Titans. Score the easiest try that they will ever score. 16 points to 2. Kick to come. Things have gone from bad to worse here at a rate of knots. And it's a long way back now for the Tigers. A long way back. With so much promise for both the Tigers and the Bulldogs. And I hate to drag the Bulldogs into this as well, but you'll understand why, because I am making a point. But both teams showed so much promise with their off-season recruiting. They showed signs in their trial form, but unfortunately for both teams, they have come out and both stunk the joint out, exactly as they both have done in recent years, and there appears to be no visible improvement at all in either side. Now, we can't judge their entire season upcoming on one first-round performance, of course, but really, if you're a Bulldogs or a Tigers supporter, you've got to be a little bit worried. Vopsy says, I said it when it happened and I'll say it again. Verrills is the best signing Titans could have made. He came from the Roosters, did he not? Did Sam Verrills come from the Roosters? Absolutely a quality pickup. Anytime you get a player of that caliber, it's the same. It's a similar scenario. Like Verrills would have seen the writing on the wall when Brandon Smith was coming over to the Roosters, and that was his indication to get out of there. Because you want game time. Obviously, you want game time. Same with Sean O'Sullivan going to the Dolphins. He was trapped behind Nathan Cleary there at the Panthers. But anyway, 18 points to 2 Titans. This is their game to lose now. A long way to go, but they are so well on top. It will take an epic self-destruction to lose from here, I dare say. Fifth and last, they've let the ball bounce again, the Tigers. It bounces over Laurie's head. Dangerous stuff from the Tigers, though, letting these balls bounce. Expansive play on tackle 2, going through the back line. And Papali'i just settles things down. Laurie getting involved in the line, threatening to break through. Takes them up to the Titans' 40-meter line on tackle 4. Dancing across the face of the defense is Ofahengaue. Keeps his feet. And what is Kieran Foran doing? What is Kieran Foran doing? He's had a complete brain explosion. Kieran Foran has just come flying in and attacked the head of Ofahengaue. Geez, some anger management issues there from Kieran Foran. And that, he's now raced up out of the line. Kieran Foran has just lost his goddamn mind. Kieran Foran, not only was he running in there to try and rough up Ofahengaue, gives away a 6 again. They play the ball comes back inside. Kieran Foran has raced up out of the defensive line, looking to put a hit on Ofahengaue. The ball doesn't go to him, and Dewey just coasts through the gap that Foran leaves. Kieran Foran, what in the hell have you been thinking here? Gives away the 6 again. And here he had Ofahengaue lined up, and he races up. Personal emotions ahead of the team there, Kieran Foran. Take some anger management, mate, because you've just cost your team a try. Adam Dewey just slices through that gap that Foran left and scores. Says, thank you very much. We needed that. Can he convert? Tigers back in it. Thank you, Kieran Foran. Conversion from out wide, Adam Dewey. And he misses it. Pushes it away from the near post. And it remains 18-6. But at least they are back within the 2 converted tries. Can the Tigers just go about their work now? There's still 33 minutes left. Plenty of time to bag another couple of tries. But still, it's a little bit concerning for Tigers supporters. A little bit concerning. It took Kieran Foran having a complete mental breakdown for that try to happen. And you can't bank on that happening more than once. Tigers now showing a little bit more on attack. Clemmer with the inside ball. Takes it up towards halfway on tackle 3. This is better looking stuff. Coruscant now showing some energy out of dummy half. Linking up with Papali'i. And tackle 4, they are down to the Titans 40. And this has been a much better set. Much better set. And surely 6 again. Crowding the ruck. And it is 6 again. And the Tigers now, they are definitely lifting. Coruscant starting to dart out of dummy half a lot more. He's finding his feet here, Uppy. He just took a little bit of time to get into the game. He dummies left, goes right. Finds 12. Now Dane Laurie straightens. Almost gets through. Tackle 3, 10 out from the line. Dewey to Coruscant, to Clemmer. And now Luke Brooks drops the ball cold. No pressure, overlap out to his left. Luke Brooks was spending too much time looking out there, and he drops the ball cold. No pressure. Big mistake there, Tigers. That was an opportunity to make a real statement. And now the Titans keep the ball alive. And Foran takes us up 30 metres out from the Titans line. Brooks doing Brooks things, says Vobsy. Up to halfway goes Brimson. And over the halfway line. Tackle 4. Gets the 6 again. Titans now. Titans with the front football. Tommy Talau's in big trouble. Tommy Talau's in big trouble. He's essentially on one leg right now. And if the Titans look up and see that, can they take advantage of it? No, they go the opposite side of the field. Tigers are essentially one man down over on the left-hand edge. Tommy Talau struggling. Third tackle, Titans straightened. Straightens McIntyre. 10 out from the line, tackle 4. Brimson kicks for himself. It pops up nicely for Dane Laurie. And a bit of a weekend to that set for the Titans. The Staines runs it back for the Tigers. And Tommy Talau seems okay now. He had a little bit of a cork in his leg, I guess, and he's run it out. Titans have missed that opportunity. They should have been looking up and noticing they've got a man hobbling around on one leg to the left-hand edge. Let's go there. Fourth tackle, Tigers, 30 out from their own line. Dewey takes it to the line, flicks it off to Norfoluma, who comes back in field, links up with Twal. Naden out to the left, dummies, goes himself and goes straight through. Brent Naden shrugs away from 1, shrugs away from 2, finds Laurie. And Laurie, it's called a forward pass. Naden to Laurie, it's called forward. It's just not falling the Tigers' way. It continues to not fall their way. The forward pass is called, and it probably was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, slightly. Ever so slightly forward, and Titans survived that one. Some promising signs again, though, for the Tigers. Kieran Foran now limping in back play for the Titans. Some leg issues for a few players out there. Fafita brings it up towards halfway for the Titans. Tackle 2. 28 minutes to go. 18-6. Gold Coast holding on to this lead. Into Tigers territory as Tino with a big run, 20-meter gain there just from him alone. Tackle 4, 30 out. Bringing it back to midfield. Fodawaker bounces away from 1. Gets up to the 20-meter line, and this is great field position now. Titans, massive 54-meter gain on that set of 6. Boyd puts it high. uncontested, and it's taken by Jojo Fafita, who pops the pass back, and the Tigers dive on the loose ball. Nobody was there supporting Fafita on the high ball, and Tigers survive. Boos rain out around the ground, appealing for a penalty. The Titans are really pushing the boundaries in the rucks, it must be said. As a neutral observer, they are getting away with murder at ruck time. And now through the hands go the Tigers. Norfoluma keeps it alive, pops it back to Dewey. Dewey takes on the line, breaks through 2. Still going Dewey. And he's up to the 20-metre line, inside 20 on tackle 5. Coruscant to the left to Brooks. Brooks holds the ball this time, kicks out for the wing. It's tapped back to Papali'i, finds Charlie Staines. Staines keeps it alive, flicks it in field, and they must surrender here, the Tigers. And the Titans hold on there. We could be in for a very tense finish to this game. Scrambling defense of the Titans holds firm. And now the Tigers are up quickly, driving the Titans backwards. They started the set 10 out. They're now 5 out after the first tackle. And another big hit, driving them backwards. Tackle 2, still 5 out from their own line, the Titans. They've got to make sure they don't get too enthusiastic and get up inside the 10 here, the Tigers. Big hit on David Fafita. David Fafita, you do not see him driven backwards very often. He's a little bit ginger getting up after that one too. Tino with another hit up. 5th and last. Titans make about 10 metres off that set, and they'll be kicking this from inside their own 30. Taken on the full by Norfoluma, and the Tigers are starting in very good field position here. Talau tackled on halfway for tackle 1. Laurie, a little bit of a jink and a step, and he is tackled on tackle 2. Midfield, 40 out from the Titans line. Coruscant goes right. Papali'i. Now Twal with another big run for the Tigers. Kieran Foran's limping around too. He's struggling defensively. Foran here. They need to find him. Brooks across the face of the defense. Finds Naden. Tackle 5. They're 5 out here. Tigers, this is their chance. Can they fire a shot? Brooks grubbers into the end goal. Into the end goal. It's collected by Brimson and taken over the dead ball line. They get a result there, the Tigers. 18-6. 24 and a half to go. Foran is out of play. Kieran Foran's knee is gone. This was always the concern, wasn't it, about Kieran Foran? Can he hold up? And he is done. He can't put any pressure on that leg at all. Kieran Foran is done for the Titans. Dropout. Taken on the fall by Dewey. They go back to the left. Brooks is waiting. Goose step. Takes it to the line. Dummies. Brooks ducks under 1. Ducks under 2. And he's tackled 5 metres out. Naden from dummy half finds Papali'i on the switch play. A bit close to the sideline there, Papali'i. And he loses the ball over the sideline. The Titans defense holds up again. Papali'i raises his hand in apologies to his teammates because he knows he's done messed up there. Definitely the wrong option to cut back as close to the sideline as he did. Titans are looking the goods defensively. The only try that they've given up, that one try they gave up, was Kieran Foran letting his emotions get carried away with him, and he made it personal and raced up out of the line on Offahengawe, who didn't get the ball, and that created the space for Adam Dewey. But apart from that, their defensive line hasn't even looked like breaking. And the man who created that is off the field now, Kieran Foran. And almost through on tackle 4. The Titans, Jaden Campbell, up to halfway. Fodawaker takes it into Tigers territory now. 40 out on the 5th and last. Boyd puts the high ball. That's all they've done all night. High ball, high ball, high ball. They finally get a result from it, though. Campbell keeps it alive. He's offside. Inside the 10. Penalty. Relieving penalty to the Tigers because Titans swooping on that high ball in broken play could have been very dangerous indeed. But the Titans, they are just peppering Day Laurie with that high ball. High ball, high ball, high ball. Constantly, constantly, constantly. Complex, basic. Ahoy, mate. Welcome back for the new year. Tigers win the penalty. They pump it into touch, and they are now starting this set 30 metres out from the Titans line. Brooks takes it to the line again. Dewey, and another simple mistake by the Tigers. They are their own worst enemy right now. Katoa juggles the ball. The pass was straight into his chest. Should not be dropping that at this level. There's still 20 minutes to go. There's a long way to go. But simple mistakes. And we've seen what simple mistakes can do. Simple mistakes can have you lose to the Dolphins at Suncorp Stadium. And that's what we're seeing now from the Tigers as well. Titans well on top in this game. They're not getting under any pressure in defense because Tigers just keep dropping the ball. And in all honesty, if Kieran Foran doesn't have that mental breakdown and lose his temper, they've never looked like scoring, the Tigers. They've not looked like scoring a try. Titans back into Tigers territory for Feeder, drawing 3 or 4 defenders again. Holds his feet, tries to play the ball quickly. It was a very loose play, the ball. You've seen those called up many, many times. 5th and last. Now, Boyd, what's he going to do? High ball. He puts it high. And it's tapped back by the Titans, but Adam Dewey is waiting and reels this in for the Tigers, who hang on once more. And now a very simple mistake. Gone backwards, luckily for the Tigers. Just clutching at that ball in the air under no pressure. And so lucky for the Tigers. That's called backwards. And now some space for Staines. Passes it across to Naden. And they're up to the 40-metre line on tackle 3. Staines out of dummy half. Sees a gap. Laurie finds Brooks. Brooks is taken a bit high there. It's not called. The crowd, a chorus of boos rains out. Staines looks up, sees space down the short side. They come back to the open side now, though. And Ikamanu just settles it on the 5th and last. Dewey on the 5th, takes it to the line, throws it across the face of the defense, and that's out off the Titans. Tigers will get a result here. Tigers will get to play the ball. They will get the ball back. Tommy Talau is not at all 100%, and he needs to just put his hand up. As much as I appreciate the toughness of NRL players to play on, sometimes you've just got to put your pride aside, raise your hand, and call to the sideline. He's been limping around now for the past 7 or 8 minutes. Sometimes you've just got to put the team first and raise your hand and say, bring me off. And at the same time, it's up to the coaches to notice this and get him off as well. It can't be up to the individual. The coaches need to play a role in this too. But Tigers, here's their chance. 5 out from the line. Tackle 2. Coruscant to Brooks. Out the back is Twal. Twal's had a strong game. and he runs it close again. Third tackle, a metre out still. Brooks to Papali'i. Gets it back to Brooks. They've created space on the left, but Naden steps back in field. And he is taken down a metre out from the line. He's trying to get a penalty here, Naden. To the right-hand side, Brooks to Dewey. Dewey takes it to the line again, fires a double cutout ball to Norfoluma. Norfoluma shrugs away from 1, 2, comes back in field. Dewey's waiting again, puts another grubber into the end goal, and it's grounded by the Titans. And it's another result for the Tigers, though. They will get the ball back. But this Titans defense, you've got to say that the Queensland teams have really showed up defensively in round 1. Solid defense, scrambling everywhere, the Titans. Vobsy says the dude's probably made the injury a lot worse already. Yep, he shouldn't still be. Oh, this dropout is going miles over the sideline. And another dropout out on the full from the Titans. Do they take the 2 from right in front here, the Tigers? Probably not. With 16 minutes to go and trailing by 2 converted tries. As much as I always love to shout, take the 2, I don't think you take the 2 now. Shaka Hearts, ahoy, mate. They tap and go. Twiles had a solid game for the Tigers. And another hit up for him. Just 1 out crash ball here from the Tigers. They need to set up a little bit more than that. Coruscant out of dummy half. Out the back to Dewey. Dewey with the short ball to Dane Laurie, who dives over and scores. And then he nearly wipes out Norfoluma with the ball in his celebration. Norfoluma was dodging backwards for his dear life there as Laurie fires that ball into the crowd. 18 points to 10, kick to come. The Tigers have finally put something together. And it is game on here at Leichhardt. 18-10, kick to come. The people with the Titans in their multi are starting to get a little bit pantsy. A little bit antsy. Probably not pantsy. 18-10, kick to come. All right, I'll be right back.
It was a beautiful try, wasn't it? This Laurie just exploded onto the ball with the soft hands from Dewey. So then it scored the try just a little bit early to get them back into the game. Now they're right back in. Big stick finish, still plenty of time on the clock. Tigers starting to get on a little bit of a roll. 4 off for the Titans. Bigger though, down by strong as they were, these picks are important. A bit of a range finder. His own try earlier on. He's been able to make an adjustment here. 25 metres out, 10 in the strike again as they're looking to the right-hand side.
Adam Dewey pushes the conversion attempt away. 18 points to 10. It would have been very helpful, to state the obvious. It would have been very helpful had he kicked that. But his second miss in a row, Adam Dewey. And it stays 18 points to 10 in favour of the Titans. But the key is that defensive line has finally split. And that's something for the Tigers to build on. Coming into the last 14 minutes of this game. Back underway here. The kick dangerously close to the sideline again there from the Titans. That would be the last thing they need. Another kick to go out on the full. 18 points to 10, and we are in for a big last 10 minutes here. Tigers ball. They're showing a lot more enthusiasm. He's stolen an extra few meters there. Utakamanu. Titans not square at marker. They get away with it. It must be said, I don't want to sound like I'm playing favourites by any stretch of the imagination, because I'm really not, but Titans are getting away with a lot around the rucks tonight. Fifth and last, Dewey with the high ball. Brimson takes it comfortably at the back. And the Titans now start their set. 12 out from their own line. Holding on to an 8-point lead. Nothing stupid required from the Titans as we approach the last 10 minutes of this game. Big, solid defense by the Tigers. And the Titans, nothing expansive here, just one-out stuff. Fafita keeps his feet looking dangerous. Fifth and last, Fafita takes it up over halfway. And now Boyd, what's he going to do? High ball? Yes, it is. It's a high ball. It's all they've done all night. A high ball, just peppering Dane Laurie. So unsurprising to see it again. Oh, Tigers throwing the pass across the face of their own goal line. It might work out for them as Luke Brooks gets away from his opposite number and up to the 40-metre line, but that was almost the hospital pass of all hospital passes. Charlie Staines just getting away from the defence. His eyes must have... Oh, and now a simple mistake from Dane Laurie on halfway, dropping the ball cold. Another coach killer from the Tigers here. How many times have we seen this from the Tigers, just dropping the ball under no pressure? Passes that really... That one wasn't perfect, that pass, but it should have been taken. There's no excuse for dropping that ball. If you're a player in the NRL, a first-grade player, regular starter in the NRL, there's no excuses for dropping that. And now an inside ball to Brimson, who goes straight through the gap and scores the match winner for the Titans. Straight off the base of the scrum, and they have just sliced the Tigers apart there. A simple switch play, inside ball to Brimson. And Brimson, one of the fastest players in the competition, wins the game for the Gold Coast Titans. And she's all over, folks. 22-10, kick to come. 10 minutes to go. Perfect rounds in the tipping for Robert M. And also a very big multi-victory for a couple of our chatters there in the Wasted World of Sports chat room. Vopsy and James Intox. 22-10, kick to come. I mean, the kick is what's going to win the game. $22-10, kick to come. Inside the last 10 minutes, Tanner Boyd, he's going to take an eternity. Tanner Boyd would take 9.5 minutes to put this conversion over if he could. Shack of Hearts says if they miss this conversion, take the one-pointer. You would have to at this point. If he misses this kick, it's still a small possibility. If he puts this kick over, I am prepared to say that that is game over. Tanner Boyd, he's 3 from 3 so far tonight. He moves in, he strikes it, and he pushes it wide, and we still have game on. 22 points to 10, and now the coach's box was screaming at AJ Brimson. His teammates were screaming at him to run it around under the posts, but he doesn't. He actually dived out wider. And how crucial could that possibly be at the end of the game? All we need now is a mistake from the kickoff, dropped ball by the Titans or something. Tigers get the ball back. Well, they've gone for the short kickoff, and it's going out on the full. It's tapped back by Norfoluma into the waiting arms of the Titans. Oh, no, it's out. It's out on the full. There's still 9 minutes to go. I don't think there was any need for a short kickoff at that point in time. Anyway, a penalty on halfway for the Titans. They're against the breeze. If they had the breeze at their back, I'd probably be screaming for take the 2 right now. But no, all they need to do is thump it into touch, settle play down, take the drop goal. But Tigers, quite honestly, the Tigers were their own worst enemies here tonight. But it turned out to be an intriguing game. I'm very glad that I decided to stick around and stream it, even though I wasn't going to. Got 8 minutes left, and here goes the Titans bringing the ball inside 10. Third tackle, and now a simple mistake. And Brooks just needed to hold that ball, and he was away. Brooks just needed to collect that ball, and he was away upfield. But they can't even get that right tonight, the Tigers. Here it comes. All he needs to do is collect that ball, and he's off upfield. Probably not to score, but they would have been starting the set about 30 or 40 out from their own line rather than 10. Seven and a half minutes to go. 22-10 in favor of the Titans. Tigers scrum 10 meters out from their own line. Brooks out the back to Dewey. Dewey, dummies, goes himself and is brought down for tackle 2. Racing up out of the defensive line here, the Titans. They realize that they're still not 100% safe just yet, and they need to keep that defensive intensity up as the Tigers up to the halfway line. Now we're making a mistake in the play of the ball, losing the ball. And it's turned into a penalty. Okay, it was originally called a knock-on. It's now been overturned and called a penalty. Oh, Fafita's got his hands clear of that. Harsh call there on the Titans, but to be fair, they've also had a lot of calls tonight go their way. There's one that's gone against them. Tigers, 6.5 minutes to go. Hold on to the ball, number 1. Definitely. There's time enough if they're good enough. They've got to throw caution to the wind a little bit here, though. As Brooks takes it out to the left. Laurie's got to surrender here. Ends up behind his own man. They're 10 out from the line, though. 6 minutes to go. There is still time to bag 2 tries. Dewey on the right-hand edge. This is where they've been finding success. Norfoluma brings it back in field for tackle 3. Clemmer fires it across, finds nothing but turf, and it bounces for Papali'i kindly. And he just has to settle. 5.5. Oh, Papali'i offloads, and they keep it alive. Ikamanu tackled a metre short. 5th and last. They must go to the right-hand edge. They do. Brooks to Dewey. Grubbers into the end goal. It's off the Titans. And it's play on, and it's Titans ball. And that will be the ball game. And a penalty to the Titans. Just to add insult to injury. Tigers players screaming for an offside. But a penalty now to the Titans for holding down. 4 minutes to go. And unless the Titans completely self-destruct here, they've got this one in the bag. And AJ Brimson gets away with his decision to not bring the ball around closer to the posts when he scored his try. And Kieran Foran's mental breakdown didn't cause too much damage in the end for the Titans. Well inside Tigers territory now on the back of that penalty. Tackle 4, Titans 30 out. Fafita with the short ball inside to Brimson. Nearly gets away. 5th and last. 20 out. It's touched in air. The kick touched. And then the Tigers get in each other's way. And Naden comes down with it. 3 minutes to go. And a long way to go upfield. That will help them get up there. A penalty. Dewey's got to thump this into touch. And he kicks it into touch. Up towards the halfway line. Right on the halfway line, says the touchy. Tommy Talau's pulled up lame on that leg again. Can't believe he's still out there. That is poor coaching that Tommy Talau is still out there. For God's sake. He has been limping around for about 15 minutes, and now he's had another run, and he has completely busted that leg. They could have taken him off the field. A very minor injury has now turned into a very serious looking situation for Tommy Talau. He should have been off the field so long ago. But anyway, 2.5 minutes to go. Tackle 3. Tigers, 10 out from the line. Brooks to Laurie to Naden. Takes it on himself and they're over the sideline. The Tigers. This defense from the Titans, rock solid. The defensive patterns of the Queensland teams in round 1 has been nothing short of remarkable. And boy, does that not bode well for State of Origin. The last thing that the New South Wales Blues need in Brad Fittler's last year of coaching is such a solid-looking Queensland unit. Inside the last 2 minutes, Titans have well and truly got this one covered off now. They are just running the clock down. One out stuff, winding the clock down. The West Tigers next 5. Oh, out of dummy half. Go the Titans. That was a surprise to everybody. Tigers next 5 rounds. Knights at home. They should win that one. I still think the Knights are red hot specials to take the wooden spoon, personally. Fifth and last, Boyd puts the ball high. It's all they've done all night. That is all the Titans have done all night, is just put that high ball up. High ball, high ball, high ball. Inside the last minute, The fans are pouring out of the stadium in the background. When everybody decides to try and beat the traffic, nobody beats the traffic. So this actually makes next week very interesting in the Wasted Water Sports tipping. Now that the teams have fired their shots and we've seen a little bit about what everybody's made of, I had already tipped the Titans to beat the Dragons next week. I think this just reinforces it. Titans are paying $2.14 to beat the Dragons next week. I actually highly recommend people jump on board at that price because it's not going to stay that price as soon as this siren goes. Titans, $2.14 at the moment. That price is going to change dramatically within 5 minutes of this game ending. I recommend jumping on that quick smart. $2.14, Titans over Dragons. As a matter of fact, it's probably already changed. I had already tipped them, but I'm suggesting everybody else jump on board with that too. They were paying $2.14 when I took that bet up. It won't be that anymore. Full time here, 22 points to 10 in favor of the Titans. What a weekend for Queensland. Congratulations, Queensland. Just a Queensland domination in round one of the NRL. Wasted World of Sports. Thank you very much for spending your Sunday with us here. Very much appreciated. Just a little bit of housekeeping before I go. Thank you very much to all the new subscribers on YouTube, the new followers on Twitch. Very much appreciated. If you enjoy what we're doing here, hang on, I'll just pop back over to the chat for a second. Yes, if you enjoy what we're doing here, patreon.com/WWOS. Where if you'd like to support the channel, you'd enjoy what we do here, and we've got some cool rewards happening over there. As I always say, not expected, but very much appreciated. And, of course, we've got the free NRL tipping contest. It's on the NRL website. You go to tipping, search for Wasted World of Sports in the comps, or enter the code that is on your screen there. John Curtin, yeah, thanks very much for joining us, mate. Thanks for your calls. One last tip. If you think a try is likely, call it as though it's your team. No. And look, I don't say no as in I'm dismissing your advice at all. It's just I am very unapologetically biased in some of my calls. And it seems to give people a laugh. But no, thank you very much, John Curtin. It's been nice to have your company, and thank you for your feedback throughout the course of the stream. I've been a good omen for the mighty Maroons, have I? Oh, that's no good, because I go for New South Wales. Oh, no. I can't be a good omen for the Maroons. I don't want that. Queensland don't need any more assistance. They get enough of that from the referees. Anyway, Wasted World of Sports, thank you so much. Yes, if you'd like to follow along with the gameplay, if you don't have access to KO or they don't have the NRL in your country, feel free to join our Discord server. I share my screen and show the games over there as well, so you can follow along with the gameplay footage. And yes, patreon.com/WWOS is our Wasted World of Sports membership platform. There's going to be some cool stuff rolling out throughout the course of the year over there. So, yes, not expected, but very much appreciated. The Patreon's brand new, so yeah, we're going to have some stuff happening over there, such as callbacks, call-ins, and your opportunity to co-host certain shows, certain segments. And, of course, some Wasted World of Sports merchandise on pre-order over there on the Patreon. So what's coming up for the NRL? We do have round 2 kicking off on Thursday night with a blockbuster contest. Panthers versus the Rabbitohs. The Panthers a little bit out of sorts, but I think they'll get their act together and give the Rabbitohs a little bit of a touch-up. The Rabbitohs should have beaten the Sharks by a lot more than they did, but they didn't. But then again, the Panthers lost to the Broncos, so should be a good game. And then Friday night, we'll probably do both games on Friday night. Eels versus the Sharks. I had a lot of faith in my Sharks coming into this season, but the way they played the other night, I'm anticipating that the Eels are going to give us a little bit of a touch-up. And then the Broncos versus the Cowboys should be a cracker of a game. Broncos and Cowboys usually put good games on, but the Queensland team's in such good form at the moment, that could be an absolute cracker of a game. And go the Broncos in that one. All right, thank you so much, everybody. It's been a fantastic first weekend of 2023 NRL action. We'll catch you on Thursday night. Panthers, Rabbitohs. Until then, cheers, and have a good rest of your weekend.